Democratic Congressman Greg Casar at the first hearing of a House DOJ subcommittee. Missouri Republican Congressman Eric Burleson.
We're trying to save your pensions. We're trying to save your bank accounts. We're trying to save this country for the next generation, and it would be nice if we had help.
The Trump administration says judges are provoking a constitutional crisis.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says federal judges blocking President Trump's executive orders are acting as judicial activists.
Quick news flash to these liberal judges who are supporting their obstructionist efforts. 77 million Americans voted to elect this president.
Leavitt says the temporary injunctions are a continuation of what she calls a weaponization of justice against President Trump. The president says he will comply with court rulings, but will appeal the decisions.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The president holding a lengthy call with Russia's president and then Ukraine's president, hoping to begin negotiations on ending the war in Ukraine.
The Trump-Putin phone call lasted over an hour, and it resulted in a plan for a meeting in Munich on Friday. Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Rubio are going to meet with Ukraine's Zelensky. President Trump is also saying that as these peace talks begin, he wants the CIA Director John Ratcliffe, the NSA Mike Waltz, and the Special Envoy Steve Witkoff all at the table.
Fox's Peter Ducey. Some allies expressing concern, though. A French official says when to negotiate should be up to Ukraine. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Be safe today. 32 degrees with a bit of precipitation falling in some spots around Indy. Low at 26 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. You'd be wise to drive with some caution today with the potential for snow and ice, says Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
Give yourself plenty of space. Always assume that the road may be a little more slick than potentially it is. In some spots, it may look wet. In other spots, it could be icy, and it could quickly come upon you.
Bailey says more rain and snow expected this weekend. Highest chance for it to show up is on Sunday. Indiana State University is being sued by the ACLU of Indiana. A lawsuit claims Indiana State is violating the First Amendment rights of the Pride Center of Terre Haute, who usually organizes Pride Fest on the ISU campus.
Here is a public space where First Amendment activities can occur, and the university is saying you can't have your First Amendment activity here.
Ken Falk with the ACLU talking with Wish TV. The center says they've not heard back from the school after several requests for permission to hold the event there. A Senate bill passed a couple of years ago which helped Indiana improve its mental health ranking to 26th in the nation.
And this year, that budget was flatlined, thinking that was sufficient. And unfortunately, it's not.
Chief Operating Officer at Mental Health America of Indiana, Stephanie Anderson, says they need the $50 million from that bill, plus an additional $53 million to address mental health in Indiana in the best way possible. And real estate experts believe that the home buying markets could start getting better this year. Kurt Darling reports.
That's the prediction of FC Tucker as they say home prices throughout the state dipped by about 3 to 4% in January. That was a larger than expected decline in home prices, they say, but they also say that year over year, home values as a whole are up about 5%, which is good news for sellers. Real estate experts say they don't expect mortgage rates to get any lower for the time being, as they've settled right around the high 6% range. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
AAA not only is the best at helping you out with flat tires, roadside assistance, replacing my dead batteries at work, but they can also plan some amazing vacations. And with all this snow and ice, I'm ready for a trip to Universal Studios with the family in Florida. You know what I mean? No matter where you're headed, AAA can help you get the best price on your next vacation at the AAA Travel Expo, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel.
It's free. You don't even have to be a AAA member to attend. Although members love additional benefits like 24/7, 365 roadside assistance. So save the date right now for the AAA Travel Expo 2025, Saturday, February 22nd at the Ritz-Charles in Carmel. Find your dream vacation at Indiana's favorite travel show. Bring a friend and enjoy the day. Get more information and pre-register for your chance to win a $500 AAA travel voucher at AAA.com/expo.
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Here's Matt Bear.
Harrison, Hancock County, westbound 70 crash before State Road 9. Right lane is blocked and traffic stop and go back to the Greenfield rest area. Hell of a delay for a short stretch, 35 minutes. On the east side, eastbound 70 before Shadeland Avenue. Crash on the left shoulder. Little bit of a slowdown, slight delay past Shadeland Avenue. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRU green.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
For this afternoon, scattered rain south of I-70, sleet and freezing rain possible along I-70 and north. High temperatures getting into the mid-30s for highs. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Of course, we are keeping it locked. A very close eye on the incoming weather, on the roads. Matt Bear getting you home safe. Multiple times an hour, we'll be updating you on the weather and the roads here in central Indy. But first, Hammer, a property tax calamity, if you will. A fallout. Now the mayor of Carmel, what's her nickname? I didn't make it up. I don't want to get people mad at me.
Some people don't like the nicknames. They've made that clear.
Spending something?
Spending Sue, I think is what Rob has dubbed her.
Spending Sue, the mayor of Carmel, once said, when asked about the impending property tax bill and what would happen, implied that fire and police and public safety would be in peril. Not so much anymore. I got that right?
Let me do some role playing here.
Oh.
I'm going to play the role of Spendin' Sue. You see, I didn't think anybody would hear that when I said that we might lose some fire and police officers. I thought the doors were closed. I didn't think anybody would find out. And that little weasel Rob found out about it.
Oh, you're speaking about Rob Kendall.
And seen, because now she's kind of walking it back. Now saying that, police and fire would have never been cut. Now, it's very convenient to say this after the bill's already been gutted, right? Because Rob had been talking about this for a number of days leading up to the vote, but she didn't say anything then.
But she intimated it before the bill was cut, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is she didn't say that, oh, you guys have got it wrong. Police are safe. Fire are safe. She didn't say that until the bill had been gutted already. She got what she wanted.
Convenience.
And what I'm seeing from some of our listeners, emails, texts, direct messages, is that, one, you guys are doing a great job. Keep the pressure on. I'll read the names of these losers here in just a moment because I want to do that every day because you need to be reminded who's screwing you. But a lot of these dudes are still cocky. Like you, the listener, have been sending messages, and here's what I got from listener Marcus. Sent me a message. Now, he didn't list his senator's name, but this is what he wrote back to the listener. Quote, as usual, context missing, clickbaiting, driving sensationalism without facts. That's the name of content? Question mark. It seems the truth doesn't matter, but I'm not playing wordsmith games with Rob Kendall. We don't make decisions based upon what we hear from a guy who knows very little about how the tax system works. So that's what one of these people who screwed you responded to a listener who was like, how come I'm not getting any relief here? I'm not 65 and older, I'm not a disabled veteran, and I'm not a first-time homeowner. I was told we were going to get some sort of relief, and that's the response that guy got.
And where's the proof that Rob doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to property tax? This has been his signature issue on this platform for years, and he served on a city county council. He was a tax-cutting machine in Brownsburg. I'm not one to twist myself into a pretzel defending Rob Kendall.
Right.
But a guy going on there, a politician saying, well, what does he know?
Correct.
Without backing it up is just ridiculous when Rob backs his stuff up every day.
This is what these people think about you. If you're concerned that, hey, wait a minute, I voted for this party. I voted for this person. I was told we were going to get, the rates rolled back to 2021. It's not great, but it's something. This was a very fair property tax bill. It was very fair, right? It could have been way more extreme. But these losers that I'm about to rattle off, they tried to scare you. Well, we might have to gut the schools and we might have to fire policemen. Listen, everybody has to run a budget that doesn't work in the government, it seems like. If you got to let go some of these school admins that make $100,000 for not doing a damn thing, I'm sorry, bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. If you have to cut some other ridiculous spending, maybe you can't put as many weird mannequin people out on the street in Carmel. Sorry, Sue, you might have to make a few cuts there. These are the people, and I want you to contact them. Go to Google and just type into Google, who is my Indiana senator? It'll bring up a find your legislator kind of thing. Fill out your information. You will find who it is. It's going to have their contact information. Travis Holdman, Scott Baldwin, Brian Buchanan. Now, Ed Charbonneau did not vote, but he's on this committee. Chris Garton, Mike Gaskell, Tyler Johnson, Ryan Mishler, Rick Niemeyer, Linda Rogers, Greg Walker did not vote, but he's on this committee, and Kyle Walker.
We need to come up with nicknames for every one of these people. Just like kind of Rob came up with this Spend and Sue, or Silent Suzanne, the former lieutenant governor.
I call the collective unit here Needle Wieners. I think it's what we went with yesterday.
Needle Wiener Niemeyer.
But the children, what are you going to do? Is your business reliant on damn near record level property taxes? Because that's not a good business model. If your community, if your department is relying on damn near record taxation, it's a broken business model. Either close down, make cuts, or fix it. Every household has to do it. Every other business has to do it. Somebody sent me a direct message yesterday. Hey, I live in this community. Please don't lump us in with everybody else, but we would not have the money if these tax things happened. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Everybody has to make some cuts. We are getting screwed so you people can have a job. And unlike that cocky, arrogant D-bag that sent one of our listeners that message ripping on Rob, they work for us. Do not let them bully you. They might have the fancy suits. They might have a fancy degree on the wall. Some might be lawyers. Bite me. They work for you. They need you to keep their power. So remember that. You've got the leverage here. Keep calling these people. Threaten to cut off any sort of financial donations that you're a part of. Stop going to these Lincoln dinners. Stop going to all this stuff. Screw these people. That's how they think about you.
And at the very least, please come up with monetary-style nicknames like Rob did for the mayor of Carmel.
Come on.
Kyle Wheeling and Dealing Walker.
Lion Linda Rogers.
Mike, give me that green Gaskell.
Tyler Small Johnson.
Well,
we could do this all day.
I don't know that necessarily has to do with anything fiscally.
The kind of person that would do that to his constituents, I think the nickname stands, Nige. That's what that person deserves.
I had fiscal nicknames in mind, but okay, fine.
Tulsi Gabbard confirmed as the Director of National Intelligence earlier today.
Good, like Tulsi.
So if you want to see the difference between women in the Trump White House and, quote, women in the Biden White House, go to our Facebook and Twitter. I've got a little side-by-side there.
I've seen it. It's eye-opening.
It is.
Well.
It is. And somebody, tried to get cute with me on the Facebook page.
Really?
Well, I don't see you showing the nude photos of Melania, to which I simply responded, they're hot. Yeah. And I'd much rather see those than, a dude. So the differences between women in the Trump White House and air quotes, women in the Biden White House, you can see it right now on our Facebook and Twitter at Hammer and Nigel.
Are you good with the quote unquote Russian stooge Tulsi Gabbard now confirmed as the Director of National Intelligence, Congresswoman, fought for her country in Iraq. My whole thing is the whole, she hates nation building. She wants to keep American troops off Middle Eastern soil. I still remember, that glorious day when she depants Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris keeping people in jail on that debate stage, right?
Democrat primary.
Oh, that was so great. Not that has any bearing on the job that she's going to do for the Director of National Intelligence, but it just shows you what happens when Tulsi Gabbard, who was kind of a darling of the national media, when she went up against the face of the establishment.
The chosen one.
Which Kamala Harris, and then all of a sudden she's portrayed by Hillary Clinton and her ilk as a Russian stooge. She served her country.
Raymond tweets at us, at Hammer and Nigel, nicknames for these needle wieners that screwed you on property taxes. How about kneecapping Kyle Walker? Okay, we'll take it. It's a work in progress. Allison, give me some mood music, please. Do you need a reason to drink tonight? And after hearing what is happening with your property taxes, you might. Michael McDonald is 73 years old, Nige.
Oh, great.
Was he part of the wedding that you saw with Kenny Loggins? Was he part of that?
Oh, you're talking about Jeff Smullian's wedding celebration. It was it happened after their wedding. It wasn't any sort of reception. This was weeks after their wedding. Yeah, out of his property.
Okay.
Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins both.
What an awesome house party.
Unbelievable. I'll never forget that as long as I live.
Great moments in Michael McDonald history. This is the scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I got to tell you something. I'm really excited about it. For the first time today, I woke up, I came to the store, and I feel confident to say to you that if you don't take this Michael McDonald DVD that you've been playing for 2 years straight off, I'm going to kill everyone in the store and put a bullet in my brain.
David, what do you suggest we play?
I don't care. Anything. I would rather watch Beautician and the Beast. I would rather listen to Fran Drescher for 8 hours than have to listen to Michael McDonald. Nothing against him, but if I hear Yamo be there one more time, I'm going to Yamo burn this place to the ground.
One more. Just one more. Great moments in Michael McDonald history. This is his appearance on Family Guy, where they wondered what it would sound like if Michael McDonald sneezed. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
As Yamo burned this place down, not the greatest line ever.
Matt Bayer, what's up?
All right, looking at westbound 78 Hancock County, the stall cleared, but we still have stop-and-go traffic before the Greenfield rest area for about a mile and a half. It's starting to clear out. Eastbound 70 before Shadeland, left shoulder is blocked by a crash. We're slow to Arlington Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up a little bit after 4 o'clock, Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV, will join us. Are we going to get ice? Are we going to get sleet? Or is it just rain? Man, it's going to be close. Marcus Bailey will break it down for us coming up a little bit later on. We've also got tickets to give away for Jeff Foxworthy later in the show. Right now, it's 34 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Come on back. We're rolling. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
City water or well water, get better water with C&J. You just can't find anybody better than the pros at C&J. Great systems and great people, too. Just call them, 317-733-SOFT.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know, that sounds dramatic. But your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, Bike Shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Show your true love and spoil her with that special Valentine's gift from Pierce Jewelers in Carmel that says, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
President Donald Trump doing the Lord's work in the Oval Office. He signed an executive order, Hammer, encouraging the use of plastic straws over paper straws.
We're making straws great again.
We're making plastic straws. They're so good. They're so great. They're so much better than the paper ones.
Paper does suck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, even in, like, DeSantis's Florida, some of those places you go to, they have the paper straws, and they just either melt in your mouth or they're just flimsy.
Kind of flimsy, dissolve in the drink if you have it out in the hot sun.
There's not been any studies in one way or the other that paper straws are better for the environment. It's just a whole notion of plastic. I hate plastic. Plastic's bad for the environment. No sea turtle is perishing because they're using plastic straws.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't claim to be an expert on all things, biosphere here, but you got to cut down a lot of trees to make paper straws, right?
Oh, there's that.
So, okay. Look, I'm sure a turtle or something has had a straw get lodged in somewhere. I get it, but just stop with this. This is really going to save the planet stuff, because it's not.
My wife does whenever we buy a 6-pack of something. She'll take the plastic rings with the cans that are in that 6-pack, and she'll cut them.
Okay.
She'll cut them in half. And I'm like, what are you doing, honey? She goes, this will help she saw something on Instagram where a duck got one of those stuck around its neck. But if you cut the plastic 6-pack holder, if you cut it in half and cut it in little pieces,
right,
all good.
Okay.
Doing her part. I'm proud of her.
She's saving the Dolphins. She's saving the Ducks. 1 6-pack at a time.
And President Trump is saving the plastic straws.
Producer Allison, we are just a couple days away from Valentine's Day. Can I get some mood music, please?
Oh.
I need my love, my Valentine.
Nige, this year, financial experts are predicting that Americans will spend nearly $28 billion on Valentine's Day.
What?
With the average person spending $188 on Valentine's Day items.
Wow. Does that seem like a tad much?
$188. If I came home with a $200 Valentine gift from my wife, she would look at me.
Same here.
Why did you spend $200 on this crap? We could have put that back and gone to Florida.
It's you know what, Valentine's Day in our household may be similar to Easter somewhat. There's maybe and it's for the kids. There's like a gift basket. There's candy. I think we're going out, and my 13-year-old son has no interest in this. We're taking our daughter out to a nice meal on Sunday in Zionsville Village, getting dressed up. Connor would rather stay home and play Fortnite.
It's already like a female holiday, but like a daughter one especially.
For sure. So I spent a few bucks, and I'm sure my wife has on like a little, kind of kiddie, fun candy stuff. But my wife and I have vowed never to buy either one of us, not even flowers.
Right.
Not even gift cards for one another.
Yeah, it's a total Hallmark holiday. And listen, we're two married dudes. We've been married for a long time. I've been married 22 years, got kids. My wife agrees. Valentine's Day sucks.
And it didn't always used to be that way. I think probably at the beginning of our marriage, the beginning of our relationship, we did stuff for each other for Valentine's Day, cooked meals, got cards.
But you got her now. You don't have to do anything nice.
All right, yeah, just let myself go.
She's already got the ring, scoreboard. So if you're like us and you don't want to spend $200 on a ridiculous Hallmark holiday, there is another way you could celebrate.
Valentine's Day is Friday, and you know what that means. It's time to dump your partner so you don't have to blow money on a gift. Thanks to AI, we can do it for you. Introducing the Split Bot 3000. It's pre-programmed with thousands of excuses.
I think we're better off as friends. It's not you, it's me. I'm too cheap to spend $20 on a box of candy from Walmart.
Okay, maybe not that one. The Split Bot 3000 from the makers of Divorce Bot 2000.
Hey kids, Mommy and I are separating. And it's all your fault.
See? What can't AI do? It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Mark Dito, the only real estate expert I would trust to sell my home, even if that home is just an investment property. Mark Dito knows what's going on. Take Greg in Franklin. His tenant moved out of his investment property, and he was just kind of ready to be done with the whole thing. Heard about Mark Dito on our show, and everything they said was true. In 15 days on the market, Greg had a cash offer he wanted on the property. Selling with Mark Dito was fast, easy, and profitable.
You have a lot of options in the real estate game, but here's what separates Mark Dito from the competition. Mark Dito guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and mutually agreed upon deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. This is what makes Mark Dito the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Call him today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdeedle.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com.
February is here and love is in the air. But if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Right now with Universal Windows Direct, for every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free. And there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. Need 20, pay for 10. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. And that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is offering no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months of easy payments with 0% interest. Already have a price from another company? Universal Windows Direct will beat it, so you know you're getting the best deal around. Now, some restrictions may apply, so call Universal Windows Direct to get all the details and schedule your free in-home estimate. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. And check everything out on the web at universalwindowsdirect.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Well, we're waiting. Cloudy and 33 degrees downtown. Radar pretty clear at the moment with snow possible later. Tonight's low drops to 26. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:30. Indiana's probably going to get some sort of snow accumulation by the end of the day. The most of it is going to fall in the northwestern portion of the state, says Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
The heaviest snow looks to be confined by up toward Lake Michigan, where they could see 3, 4, 5+ inches of snowfall because it will stay all snow.
Bailey says the southeast part of the state will get a wintry mix. Here in Indianapolis, could be getting some ice, about 1/4 inch. A man accused of killing his ex outside of a daycare was found guilty this week. Police say Orlando Mitchell waited for Crystal Walton to show up at a daycare in September of 2022 before he shot her several times. Mitchell's also the man accused of strangling and killing Marion County Deputy John Durham, if you remember that story from 2023. Mitchell is going to be sentenced for the murder of his ex the 1st of April. In recent days, President Donald Trump has had separate phone calls, one with Russian President Vladimir Putin and another with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump is supposed to meet with Zelensky in Germany soon.
I am hopeful that the results of that meeting will be positive. It is time to stop this ridiculous war, where there has been massive and totally unnecessary death and destruction.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, reading straight from a Trump social media post, he says he's ready to negotiate the end of Russia's invasion as soon as possible. Earlier today, Tulsi Gabbard confirmed as the next director of national intelligence. The Senate voted on that 52-48. And a state Senate bill passed 2 years ago, which helped Indiana improve its mental health ranking to 26th in the nation, could be in some trouble.
And this year, that budget was flatlined, thinking that was sufficient. And unfortunately, it's not.
The chief operating officer at Mental Health America of Indiana, Stephanie Anderson, says they need the $50 million from that bill, plus another $53 million to address mental health in Indiana the best way they believe possible. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds. It's 3:32.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Woo! Up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Nesselthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
The traffic at 3:33. Here's Matt Baer.
Eastbound 465 slow in Keystone Avenue over to I-69. And inbound 65 slow roll 21st to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
For this afternoon, scattered rain south of I-70, sleet and freezing rain possible along I-70 and north. High temperatures getting into the mid-30s for highs. On Wish TV, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Bring it. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
So, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is at this meeting The first of its kind, the very first meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group.
Good God, could you imagine going to that thing?
So he was basically there. No, I couldn't. I couldn't imagine going anything.
I'd rather go watch Ellen DeGeneres do one night of stand-up than have to spend 5 minutes in the Ukraine Defense Contact Group meeting.
Basically, the defense secretary said that the liberation, this goal of all Russian-occupied Ukrainian territory is, quote, an unrealistic objective.
We want, like you, a sovereign and prosperous Ukraine. But we must start by recognizing that returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective. Chasing this illusionary goal will only prolong the war and cause more suffering. A durable peace for Ukraine must include robust security guarantees to ensure that the war will not begin again. This must not be Minsk 3.0. That said, the United States does not believe that NATO membership for Ukraine is a realistic outcome of a negotiated settlement. Instead, any security guarantee must be backed by capable European and non-European troops. To be clear, as part of any security guarantee, there will not be U.S. troops deployed to Ukraine.
Okay, fine. We can't join NATO. Can we get some nukes? Can we get some more billions and billions of dollars? I mean, this whole thing, Hammer, when Pete Higgs was talking about Ukraine joining NATO, this is why all this happened in the first place with Russia, is because Kamala Harris and the Biden administration all said, oh, yeah, Ukraine, Zelensky, NATO, sure. Come on in. Yeah, bring the missiles in. We'll put those missiles right up against that Russian border. That doesn't look like that exactly worked out well.
And somebody's finally telling Ukraine the truth here, right? You're not going to win this war. You can prolong it and have more people die, but there is no circumstance where you are, one, winning the war, and two, will win the war. If you want to kill off all of your own people, be my guest, but you're not doing it with United States troops on the ground. And the other thing I like from Pete Hegseth is it's about time your buddies in Europe maybe did some of the heavy lifting. Why is it always the United States that got to fund you and be your daddy in this situation? I get it. Putin's a big, scary guy. But the real reality is that this is not going to end well for Ukraine. Now, it could be peaceful, and everybody could agree to certain areas, but you're not getting much more money. I'm not sure Trump is cutting him off completely, which is a shame, but you're not getting any U.S. troops either. I'm good with that. Pete Hegseth goes on to say that in addition to these European countries that have to step up, the United States here, we got our own stuff. We're dealing with border issues, and China's getting mouthy.
We're also here today to directly and unambiguously express that stark strategic realities prevent the United States of America from being primarily focused on the security of Europe. The United States faces consequential threats to our homeland. We must and we are focusing on security of our own borders. We also face a peer competitor in the communist Chinese with the capability and intent to threaten our homeland and core national interests in the Indo-Pacific. The U.S. is prioritizing deterring war with China in the Pacific, recognizing the reality of scarcity and making the resourcing trade-offs to ensure deterrence does not fail. Deterrence cannot fail for all of our sakes. As the United States prioritizes its attention to these threats, European allies must lead from the front.
Basically saying, look, we're not going to be interventionists anymore. We don't want to be. In fact, we're kind of like non-interventionists. That's why I like Tulsi Gabbard for this gig for intelligence as well. She hates the nation building. She hates the foreign intervention. I'm not saying I'm like some sort of hermit. I don't want to be some hermit kingdom like North Korea and be an isolationist. But yeah, maybe you guys all over here in Europe, you do your thing, and we'll probably still wind up leading, but lead from behind.
And Zelensky, you got to stop believing your own hype. right? You've been on all these award shows. You've been a darling to the Hollywood elite in this country, but nobody has told you the truth. You're not going to win this war. You're not winning this war. I like to think of it as myself saying, I would like to have a six-pack abs, but the real reality is that's probably not going to happen. I would like Ukraine to beat Russia in the war. I would. But the real reality is that's not going to happen. Let's talk a little bit about big tech censorship and the people who dig it. So one of the lower tier squad members, Ayanna Pressley, like if the squad were the Beatles, she's the Ringo, right?
Yes.
Ayanna Pressley, openly admitting at some sort of anti-Doge rally that she is willing and she really wants to work with anybody who wants to help her censor Americans.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress.
Did she really just say that out loud?
She said it really loud, not just out loud, really loud.
Like into a microphone with speakers so other people could hear?
Let me hear that one more time, please, Allison. Listen closely. This is Ayanna Pressley, lunatic Democrat squad member, trying to find anybody that she can work with to help censor Americans.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress.
Yeah. They've been actually doing that under the Biden administration for a number of years now. A lot of those alphabet agencies have been doing just exactly what she is talking about openly.
But then the spaceman bought Twitter and their world came to an end. Let's go back to that weird, Doge rally. Like
Anti-Doge rally.
Anti-Doge rally, anti-Elon rally. It looked like the cabana scene in Star Wars with all the freaks that are out there. Here's a Democrat from Oregon, Representative Maxine Dexter.
I've been told I have 30 seconds, so I am going to tell you that we do have to, I don't swear in public very well, but we have to Trump.
You have to, I'm sorry?
We have to F Trump? One more time, please, Miss Allison.
I've been told I have 30 seconds, so I am going to tell you that we do have to, I don't swear in public very well, but we have to Trump.
I got news for Representative Dexter. Trump don't want none you.
No.
Have you seen his wife? Even if he had the chance, I don't think in a million years. I don't know what she was actually trying to say there, but it came out wrong, and it came out clumsy and stupid.
I looked at Maxine Dexter, and I don't care if Donald Trump was married to a 6 or a 7. Sweetheart, you're still out of your league. Still. Yeah, these people are weird. They want to censor you. They want to bleep Trump, all because he brought in the spaceman to do an audit. It's bizarre to me. Listen to this. 4 unexpected Valentine's Day trends, okay? Again, next couple days, we got a lot of Valentine's Day stories.
Okay.
These are trends as we head into Valentine's Day 2025.
Unexpected trends. Right.
Most women would rather stay in. 63% in this survey say celebrating at home sounds like more fun than going out to some sort of fancy restaurant. So, Allison, I will defer to you. Would you rather have somebody pick you up, go on a date to a fancy restaurant, or just come back to Casa de Allison and Netflix and chill?
I think a lot of people like to stay in. I would like to stay in. I think it's, it beats the crowds, and then you don't have to necessarily get all the way dressed up.
That's key. That's a big part of it.
Dude, Friday's going to be crazy. Every time, especially on a Friday, Valentine's Day, you pull out of this parking garage, like there's Buca de Beppo, there's the steakhouse. It's packed.
Yep.
People go out. So
52% of women in the survey think Valentine's Day proposals are overrated.
Like a marriage proposal?
Right.
Yeah.
Get down on your knee, propose because it's Valentine's Day. These are also the same people that do it on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Christmas Eve, one of your other friends' weddings. Whatever it is to bring attention to yourself, to say, look how romantic I am. That's what it's about. Number 3, Google says the top trending Valentine's Day dates this year are in arcade, zoos, and some sort of like parties that have made the top 10. So finding a party, going to a zoo, or an arcade. So again, Allison, I go back to you as the female representative of the Hammer and Nigel show. Date picks you up. It's Valentine's Day. He says, hey, sweet thing, hop in my ride. We're going to go play Pac-Man. That turn you on?
Well, the hey, sweet thing, probably not. But any activity would be fun. Just hanging out with someone you care about.
Yeah, they have some of those places downtown where they have the old school arcade games. They have the pinball machines.
They're really fun.
And I know what parties you're referring to. Are you referring to the paint and sip parties? Because my wife has been to a couple of these.
Paint and sip.
Paint and sip. That's apparently where you paint and get drunk.
So there's a teacher that teaches you how to paint a picture, and you all paint it together. You all have your individual.
Okay.
And then you
I thought you were
drink.
painting each other.
No, that's later.
It's popular, as far as I know. My wife did it with her girlfriends during Christmas. They painted They painted a nice wintry. Yeah, they had an instructor, and they were sipping champagne, and they were painting nice Christmas tree type things.
Okay.
And that's apparently a thing.
I'd rather sit around, eat Hostess, and drink beer from a funnel. I call it bong and dongs. And lastly, on the list of 4 unexpected Valentine's Day trends, 41% of men want the equivalent to Galentine's Day.
Huh?
Dudes want a day about them. Like, they say that Valentine's Day is really Galentine's Day because it's about the women. 41% of the dudes say there should be a day for them.
You do. It's called the Super Bowl.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, chicks like the Super Bowl too, though.
Yeah, I know, but more guys like to get together. I think
say. Galentine's Day is something from Parks and Rec or something like that.
Yeah, I love Galentine's Day.
Okay.
You get it like every weekend.
I'm
not, all right, fine. I'm not judging. But dudes want their equivalent.
It's called Leaving Us Alone. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Man, it's scary when you think about what's going on with Social Security. What could happen to that Social Security Trust Fund? They're saying it's expected to run out of money in less than 10 years. Are you kidding me? And according to financial publication Barron's, the average couple could lose up to $16,500 every year in Social Security income. You multiply that by 20 years, it could easily add up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why you have to have a plan. That's why you have to have the right strategy in place with Bill Demery.
So if you've saved more than $200,000, but you have not yet filed for Social Security, relax. Bill Demery, your retirement guy, he's got your back. You can schedule a free analysis by simply calling Bill Demery at 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy, 317-648-5120.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university, home to 50 research centers and institutes, which means our students don't just study groundbreaking research, they make their very own breakthroughs from day one. We're here to make the future happen. Bring on tomorrow. IU Indianapolis. Discover what's next at go.iu.edu/breakthrough.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
The crew at LD Smith Plumbing has deep roots in Indiana. Unfortunately, most of the trees around here have deep roots too. And if it isn't roots in your pipes, it's a water heater ruined by sediment. No matter the plumbing problem, we'll show water who's boss. So if you need a new water heater, call us today and save up to $300 on a tankless water heater or $150 on a storage water heater.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
I've just been feeling so sluggish lately. You should try the Metamucil 2-Week Challenge. The Metamucil 2-Week Challenge? Yeah, Metamucil 4-in-1 Fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Start your daily routine now, and in 2 weeks, you could be feeling great. Well, it's been 2 weeks. How you feeling? Lighter and feeling great.
If you want to feel lighter by promoting digestive health, sign up to take the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-210-8808. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808. 800-210-8808.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what's up?
Eastbound 465 on the north side, slow before and after Allisonville Road. And southbound 65 approaching downtown, tightens up at 21st. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up just about 15 minutes from right now, Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV, will join us. He will have the up-to-the-minute look at this weather system making its way through central Indy. Are we going to get ice? That is the question. 34 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Nigel, on a scale of 1 to 10, the garlic sauce at Papa John's. 10's being it's awesome, 1 being I don't like it. Where are you at?
Are you kidding? 10. Papa John's garlic sauce for the breadsticks?
It's good.
10.
I don't know how, but they make their garlic sauce just better than anybody else. It really is that good.
I could swear, I could be wrong on this, but I think they sell it by the jug, too. I might be wrong on that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But, yeah, 10 out of 10 when we're talking about franchise pizza garlic sauce.
They're doing a promotion now, Papa John's. It's a contest where if you, I guess, go to their website, go to their social media, talk about how much you love their garlic sauce, they will have a bath bomb made for you. So you can put it in your bathtub, and it's like you're taking a bath in the garlic.
I think I know what a bath bomb is.
It's like a little ball, right?
Yeah.
You just drop it in the tub, the water, and it dissolves in there. But now imagine that it's the garlic sauce, the garlic butter from Papa John's.
Maybe I could have Mrs. Nige do that. It might be like a Kramer-Newman thing where Kramer was buttering himself up to get a good tan. And he accidentally put Parmesan and garlic all over himself, and Newman wanted to eat him.
He looked like a turkey.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. He's waving his little wing. I'm not sure that sounds too appetizing or not.
This is a big bath bomb, too. They said it would cost around $475 for an average person to be able to take a bath in garlic sauce.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So if you were just to take the individual little packets and pour it into your bathtub, it would be almost $500 to take a garlic bath.
Any suggestions on other pizzerias, pizza places that have good garlic sauce at Hammer and Nigel? I'm willing to listen.
Allison, you got any?
Yeah, Greek's Pizzeria has really good garlic. They make their own garlic butter sauce.
Is it actually like real butter almost?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the other one I was thinking of then. So it's not like garlic, like Papa John's is kind of, you could pour it out a little bit. It's thick, but the Greeks has real.
It's a little thicker.
Real consistency that you can cut with a knife.
Would you take a bath in it?
No.
Okay.
Take a bath in it. I would not want to be around somebody that took a bath in it.
Let's not rule anything out. All right, Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV. He's got the latest on this storm next.
All right, we're running out of time. February is halfway over with. It's a short month. Heating costs are out of control right now. Experts say it's going to get even worse before it gets better. That's why you want long-term savings. You want long-term solutions when you save money. That involves Window Nation. Even if you have just one or two windows that are drafty and cracked and letting the cold air in, let Window Nation help you out, especially now with their 60% off all window styles deal going on. Plus, you pay nothing with no interest for 2 years.
This big deal ends at the end of February, so time is a factor. If you want to save 60% off all your window styles, whatever style you like, it's 60% off. And if that's not enough, you don't pay anything for 2 years. No payment, no interest, nothing. You have to take advantage of this deal before the end of the month. Call 866-90-NATION. They've got people standing by. They can answer any question you have. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. That's windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are going to need a bigger cake.
Now through March 23rd, get Xfinity Gig Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract when you add an unlimited mobile line. Plus, get free Wi-Fi equipment included for 2 years. Switch today and join the network that delivers gig speed to the most homes. Xfinity. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless plan, auto pay, start bank account. Taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After 12 months, internet rate increases to $65. After 24 months, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. Reduce mobile speeds after use of monthly data included with your data option. Data thresholds and actual internet speeds vary.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery. Ends President's Day. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Jewelry Gram, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart, like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural rubies, colorful sapphires, and natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty and everyday competitive prices. Come visit us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Coming up in 2 minutes, concern for snow and freezing rain in the capital city today. And a man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend a few years ago found guilty. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis.
A multi-pronged approach to peace. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump holding calls with the Russian and Ukrainian presidents and sending a negotiating team to Europe, hoping to begin talks on ending the war in Ukraine, while also sending the U.S. Treasury Secretary to Ukraine, where he presented an offer to President Zelensky on investments in rare earth minerals, oil, and infrastructure in Ukraine.
Instead of giving a loan to Ukraine that they would have to pay back at some point, which is what some of the European countries are doing, a percentage of the profits would go to the U.S. and a percentage of the profits would go to Ukraine.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence traveling with the secretary. President Zelensky expected to make a counteroffer on Friday.
The Treasury Secretary told me the economic plan would be a foundation for a greater peace plan because he says the president believes, President Trump that is, believes an economic partnership shows Russia the U.S. has a stake in country that it will defend.
Some allies expressing concern, though, after the U.S. defense chief said NATO membership for Ukraine as part of a negotiated settlement would be unrealistic. A tug of war continues between Homeland Security and New York City.
DHS says it has fully clawed back a $59 million payment that FEMA made to New York City to fund migrant hotels. That's a decision that ended up getting several FEMA staffers fired. A DHS spokesperson tells Fox News, quote, Secretary Noem has clawed back the full payment that FEMA deep state activists unilaterally gave to New York City migrant hotels.
Fox's Bill Malugin, the New York City comptroller, says it was reimbursement approved under the Biden administration for money the city already spent on migrant services, and that'll have to make cuts in other areas if the city doesn't get that money back. Inflation accelerates. Consumer prices up 3% in January from a year ago. The monthly increase also hotter than expected, up 0.5%, perhaps making a Fed rate cut anytime soon even less likely, and spurring a sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow down 225 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Still waiting. 33 degrees, cloudy with a mostly clear radar downtown. The threat of snow has been out west all day. Low of 26 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox for Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Most of Indiana is supposed to get some sort of snow today. Here in Indianapolis, you could be on the receiving end of freezing rain.
Well, ice is a whole different beast than snow, right? Because, one, it can be difficult to see. You know, you could mistake that for wet roads.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey, he recommends you drive with caution if you're on the roads today. Today's winter weather advisory expires at 4 in the morning tomorrow. The verdict is guilty for a man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend a few years ago. John Havrick reports.
Orlando Mitchell was convicted on Wednesday of killing his ex-girlfriend, Crystal Walton. Police say Mitchell shot Walton outside a daycare in September of 2022. Mitchell's attorney admitted his client committed the crime, but argued for a conviction of voluntary manslaughter instead of murder. Prosecutors said the shooting was premeditated, and Walton had a restraining order against Mitchell. A pre-trial conference for the murder case involving Durham is set for March 7th. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana State University is being sued by the ACLU of Indiana. The lawsuit is claiming that Indiana State is violating the First Amendment rights of the Pride Center of Terre Haute, who usually organizes Pride Fest on the ISU campus.
Here is a public space where First Amendment activities can occur, and the university is saying you can't have your First Amendment activity here.
Ken Falk with the ACLU on Wish TV. The center says they've not heard back from the school after several requests for permission to hold the event there. And mortgage rates held steady last month, but real estate experts say changes could be on the way in the housing market. Kurt Darling reports.
Experts with FC Tucker in Indiana say home sales were down about 30% market-wide in January, which they say is normal compared to the rest of any particular calendar year. While sales dipped as expected, they say a welcome surprise for buyers is that home prices also took a hit. FC Tucker says prices dropped about 3 to 4% last month, one of the more significant declines they've seen in recent months. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News. News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
These cold winter nights mean more than just frosty windows. They can also spell trouble for your roof. Freezing temperatures, ice, and snow can lead to leaks that cause costly water damage if left unchecked. Moss Roofing is here to help. Tony Katz here, and Moss Roofing are the only ones to trust. A family business based right here in central Indiana. Whether it's a free inspection, patching a pesky leak, or a full roof replacement, their expert team has your winter roofing needs covered. Plus, they offer numerous financing options to make it easy on your wallet. Don't wait for that drip to turn into a disaster. Call Moss Roofing today for a roof done right every single time. Talk to Moss Roofing today. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or find them online at Moss Roofing, MOSS, mossroofing.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 4:05. Here's Matt Baer.
Harrison, inbound 65 stop and go traffic 21st to Meridian Penn on a 4-minute delay there. North side eastbound 465 slows. Keystone Avenue to I-69. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from west. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey joining Hammer and Nigel next. I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer's right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. How are you, my friend?
Oh, never better, gentlemen. Always a pleasure to talk to you on a beautiful February day.
It's not so much the heat, it's the humidity that's the problem outside right now,
It really
Marcus.
is. You're right.
All right, so what are we going to get in Central Indy?
Yeah.
Because I kept hearing that this little system that's making its way through, it's like right across Interstate 70, which goes into those conspiracy theories that there's some sort of a heating device under Interstate 70. Where are we at?
The old mountainous terrain of I-70, the dividing line of Indiana. It is, again, kind of the boundary line of where we're probably dividing things up between, to the south of I-70, just a chilly rain, which, is a nuisance when you're driving, but it's not super hazardous if you're taking it easy. And then north of I-70 is where you then open the thread up for freezing rain, sleet, maybe some snow mixing in, and it could go back and forth with some chilly rain as well. We're kind of, I know it's been a little misty at times today, and we've had our little spurts, but we're kind of just now starting to see the leading edge of this entering into western Indiana. So it's basically going to be between now and around 9 or 10 o'clock at night that we'll start to probably see more consistent, steady precipitation in the form of, depending on where you're at, either chilly rain, freezing rain, sleet, or if you're way, way north in Indiana, snow.
And then take us what it looks like after 9 o'clock of this evening, because we've got warnings going into the 4 a.m. area of Thursday. Is that correct?
Yeah, and a big reason for that is obviously you want to get all the precip out of here. There's maybe some hints of like some lake effect snow bands that could leave a little bit of a coating. We'll see. A lot of times the Weather Service will put that kind of advisory out and go a pretty long distance.
Okay.
If things look like it's going to get a little bit better once the precip wraps up, you'll likely see that expired. Now, if we start to get, some really, really big problems on the road, which I'm hopeful we won't, but if we do, and it lingers on into the evening and overnight, we can't really treat the roads properly, that may get extended even though we don't have falling precipitation just because of the morning drive. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but that's how if you want a little inside baseball of how the Weather Service is going to kind of operate and why it is going until 4 o'clock. Precipitation is not going to be going until 4 o'clock this morning, but it gives them a little bit of a leeway, just in case if things kind of stay hairy through the late night and overnight hours.
chatting with Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV. So let's fast forward an hour, 2 hours, right? What are we going to be looking at here on the roads?
Well, definitely falling precipitation. And a lot of this, guys, and I know I mentioned this, the last kind of freezing rain event we had, whether a week or 2 weeks ago. A lot of this is going to very much be dependent on what is the road temperature going on at the current time. Just a few minutes ago, before I went on the air with you guys, I was looking. INDOT has some sensors that are kind of scattered all over the state. For most of central Indiana, while the air temperature is maybe at or just below freezing, the road temperature is around, depending on your location, 35, 36, 37. If we can hold that number, then you're probably looking for the most part at just wet roads. But I will caution you, and we say this a lot, bridges and overpasses don't have that ground supplying the heat, so those are going to run a little bit colder. And so I would expect that we at least get maybe a glaze or a little bit of ice on some of those areas. Bridges, overpasses, on and off ramps, sidewalks, any elevated surface, your back deck, that kind of thing. And I think that's, to answer your question, over the next couple of hours, probably through, mid-evening here. Do I think Indy is going to be a skating rink? No. But I do think that you need to use caution, especially if you're traveling north from Indy. So if you're going up to Boone County, you're going up to Hamilton County, you're going up to Madison County, and if you're going even more north than that, the chances of maybe more ice is going to get a little bit higher the more north you go.
And remember, if you're going up to Carmel, according to the mayor, they are so strapped for cash, you're on your own. You're on your own.
Hey.
They're very strapped for cash.
Hey, Marcus, I'm looking at the 7-day forecast on wishtv.com. So we've been talking about what's going on in central Indy as far as maybe a little bit of ice, a little bit of rain here the next few hours. But, boy, Saturday and Sunday don't look too fun, if I'm looking at this thing correctly.
Yeah, so it's another big system. This is a pretty active pattern. We missed out on a system yesterday to the south. This one kind of hits us square on, which is why we have the whole variety of precip. And then Saturday's going to be kind of similar. I'm cautiously optimistic from the data that I looked at least this morning, that we may be warm enough on Saturday that it's a rain. I had a high of 41, so I think it's a mainly rain event on Saturday. I do think you could mix in a little bit of snow at times. I think it's primarily rain Saturday. I think the concern will be Sunday, because at some point, as we get on the back end of that system, we're going to get a rush of really cold air back behind it. So the question is going to be, and I don't have the answer. I want to see a little bit more data as we get closer, but at some point we're going to flip the switch from rain to snow on Sunday. Now the question is going to be, do we still have a lot of moisture kind of hanging around? Because if we do, we could be talking about measurable snow. If not, it could be just some lighter snow showers, and the story is going to be maybe a little bit of a flash freeze and some icy conditions and just really cold temperatures going into your Sunday night. So there's still some questions that we need to answer. Saturday, again, mainly rain. Sunday is going to be kind of an iffy day if we get a little bit of any wintry weather here to wrap up the weekend.
And then make sure and bring a light jacket to work with you Monday when the high is 20 degrees.
Oh, come on. Really?
A very brisk and enjoyable 9 degrees when you wake up Monday. Well, I guess a lot of kiddos are out of school probably for the holiday. It's going to be real cold. 20s for Monday and Tuesday. We're probably going to be kind of stuck in the freezer for at least the first few days. You got to remember, guys, I don't remember the exact date now because it's been almost a year, but the All-Star game was in February last year, right, when we had that big snow and it was miserable out. So, I mean, look, this can happen this time of year. I know we got a nice taste of spring last Monday, but unfortunately we still got a long way to go before we kind of consistently warm things up.
All right, Marcus, one more time here. What are we going to see here in the next couple of hours? What's going to be like the peak time that we need to be concerned about?
All right, so basically right now we're kind of seeing that leading edge of precipitation moving in. If you are along and north of I-70, be on alert for icy conditions. Freezing rain, sleet, snow, all in play. And I think the heat of that, or the heart of that, is probably going to happen in that 5 p.m. to around 8 or 9 p.m. Hour time frame, where you could get probably the most significant ice accumulation. it will gradually then start to wind down as we kind of get later on into night. 10, 11 o'clock, certainly midnight and after will dry out. But be on alert if you're driving anywhere, say between 5 p.m. and 9 and 10 p.m. for tonight. It could get a little bit icy, especially north of I-70.
I lied. One more thing, Marcus. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl? Were you happy with who won? I know you're a big Colts fan.
Yeah.
I know Sundays, that game starts pretty late. I know you have to get up early in the morning. Did you make it through the whole thing?
Oh, listen, I'm one of the veterans now on the Storm Track 18, so I pulled rank and I took the day off.
Nice. That's all right. I didn't think I saw you Monday morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it. I will say this, and you guys will appreciate this, being gambling degenerates. That garbage time touchdown that Mahomes threw cost me a lot of money in Super Bowl squares.
Oh, no.
Pretty upset about that. Yep.
This is Circle of Life because I won a last touchdown bet on that. Meanwhile, Marcus is over here dying. Somebody cue up the Lion King music right now.
Terrible. Oh, so mad. But no, I enjoyed it. It's always it's nice to see kind of an evil empire like the Chiefs go down. So that was pretty sweet. Yeah.
All right, check him out on Wish TV. Follow him on Twitter. Marcus Bailey is the best. Marcus, thank you.
All right, see you guys. Thanks.
All right, Matt Baer, you heard Marcus right there. In the next couple of hours, things will certainly get wet. We hope they don't get frozen. What are we seeing right now?
So far, so good. Looking at southbound 65 stop-and-go traffic, 21st to Meridian Penn. That's a 4-minute delay. Eastbound 70, easy does it after Harding into the south split, and slow on the northeast side. Eastbound 465 from Keystone Avenue to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Just be careful. Next couple of hours, use your turn signal, turn your lights on. Act like we've been here before. All right, we've got gray skies. We got some light rain in parts of the WIBC listening area. It's 34 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Right now, we need 20 awesome people to jump to the WIBC stream of this show, the YouTube stream, and give us a thumbs up. If you're tired of property taxes, if you're tired of all the crap, give us a thumbs up. A thumbs up for us equals a middle finger to the people screwing you on your money. That's all we're asking. The WIBC YouTube feed. We need 20 folks to get us to 100. Is this anything? Next.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Woo, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo.
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. If your garage floor looks bad with stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your entire garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job or chipping paint makes your garage or basement look worse. With one quick call to 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, I can save you $1,000 on a new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor during our winter sale. A Comer & Cross concrete floor coating is the gold standard. Guaranteed. A Comer & Cross garage floor won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. What's the Comer & Cross difference? We make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And one day, you will love your gleaming, new Comer & Cross garage floor or basement floor just in time for spring. Call us right now for $1,000 in savings during our winter sale. Operators are standing by now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Are you still thinking about what to get her this Valentine's Day? Make that special gift last forever and surprise her with a gift from Pierce Jewelers. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Oh, man, Hammer, and we're brought to you by Window Nation. Get 60% off all style of windows. Don't pay anything for 2 years, even if you're just thinking about getting windows. Even if you just want to replace maybe 1 or 2 windows. Call 866-90-NATION and get that deal. 866-90-NATION and get a free quote or windownation.com.
Is this anything? A Canadian woman wants a full refund because she paid a psychic $50,000 to help her fall in love, and she did not end up falling in love.
Oh, for God's sake.
Here's the woman looking for a refund and the psychic explaining their sides to the story.
When she did the reading, she found there was a man. I said, yes, there's a man I like at the gym. And she said, well, I can bring this man closer to you for $550. He transferred $12,000 to $15,000, but she said she preferred cash. So I was dropping off a lot of cash at her house. Everything was going so great. I said to her, why isn't anything happening for me? All I'm doing is paying you money. I said, I'm paying you thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm not getting nothing.
She didn't complete the work. That's the problem. Everything she wanted, I gave her. She wanted different services, and that's what I gave her.
Who's she paying? The psychic that led Pee Wee Herman to the basement of the Alamo? That's the most famous psychic in movie cinema, I believe. That and Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost, maybe. No.
Hold on. Zoltar wants to get in this conversation from the movie Big.
Oh,
the machine psychic.
The machine, okay. Yeah, you deserve every ounce of money you were bilked giving this quote-unquote psychic money. $50,000. You know, I'd like a refund. I didn't really fall in love. And it's just kind of like a perpetual cycle with these people because you heard the psychic say, well, you didn't put in enough work.
Right.
You weren't done with the program. Give me another $10,000 and then maybe we'll talk.
For $10,000, I will go to the gym, kidnap the guy, and drop it off at her front porch. We'll duct tape him, put him in the trunk for $10,000.
I mean, come on. Does anybody believe? Has anybody paid any amount of money close to $50,000 for a psychic to help them fall in love? That's pathetic.
episode of The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon Cooper, who does not believe in psychics, gets dragged to one. And halfway through the whole situation, he stops her, stands up, and says, listen, I saved this word, but I only use it when I need it. This is malarkey, and walks out.
Joe Biden must have seen that episode.
Joe Biden and Sheldon Cooper, the only people who can effectively use the word malarkey. Is this anything? Some dude on social media is blowing up after posting an anthem for middle-aged dudes with big gray beards.
Ah.
It's a common thing you see, the big gray beard. And the question is, do you keep the beard, just kind of let it go almost ZZ Top-like, and you look older, but is it the gray that's the problem, or do you shave it off and look fat? So you either look old and gray, or your face looks fat. This is the dilemma. Here's the anthem.
Do you want to look younger and worse, or older and better? Back up the hearse, or younger and fatter? It's kind of a curse, the former or latter, but you have got to make this choice.
Okay. I don't know where I'm with shaving. And I've never been able to do like the long ZZ Top type.
Me neither.
Beards that the older middle-aged white dudes do I'm filled with those guys on my timeline, which is fine. Nothing bad to say. I don't know how they.
If I could, I would, baby.
I think you can, but I think you just have to have patience. I can't right now. I've got like the 5 o'clock shadow or whatever. I haven't shaved for a few days, and it's already driving me nuts. It's driving me absolutely nuts. You shave the whole face, don't you?
I do.
I usually leave the chin and underneath my nose. I don't use a razor on those. I'll just use the electric razor on that part and use the straight razor on everywhere else because I don't like the feeling. I hate the feeling of a bare chin.
Really?
I don't know why.
I'm a clean-cut, all-American boy, no tattoos, no piercings. I don't like my facial hair all that much. But when I do try to grow it out, because every once in a while we'll partner with like Franciscan for like the No Shave November, I just look like Joe Dirt. Like it grows in all patchy and like one part's gray and one part's not. And I look like somebody that should be picking up cigarette butts out of Monument Circle.
What is it with the guys, though, the middle-aged guys, the guys in their 50s that let it grow down to their chest?
Maybe some chicks dig it, man. Like maybe that's what it is.
Like with the food getting caught and the stink.
The dudes that I know that have those beards have actually decent-looking wives and girlfriends. Allison, I mean, again, as the female representative of the Hammer and Nigel show, dudes with beards, is that your thing?
I think people could rock it. Yeah, you just keep it clean. I don't think many people who have those long of beards have food consistently in their beards.
I'd like to see a study done on that. I think you're pulling that out of your buttocks.
A little scruff's good.
The YouTube wants you to get a Fu Manchu, Nige.
I can do a Fu Manchu. What my wife likes is when I shave the neck part and just leave the beard part that along the chin line.
Right. Nobody likes a neck beard.
No, right.
Just the neck beard and nothing else.
Right.
Ugh.
That's correct.
Like kind of like Amish style almost.
A little bit, yeah. Like you'd be like an Amish
that?
outlaw. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-2621-104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Better safe than sorry. 33 degrees with a bit of rain moving through southern Johnson County. That's really it on your radar. Low of 26 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:30. If you find yourself driving during this winter weather advisory, hopefully you're doing so with plenty of caution.
Give yourself plenty of space. Always assume that the road may be a little more slick than potentially it is. In some spots, it may look wet. In other spots, it could be icy, and it could quickly come upon you.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey. Most of the state's supposed to get snow at some point today. Ice is the bigger concern here in central Indiana. Winter weather advisory currently going on. It ends at 4 in the morning tomorrow. A man accused of killing his ex outside of a daycare was found guilty Wednesday. Police say Orlando Mitchell had waited for Crystal Walton to show up at the daycare in September of 2022 before he shot her several times. Mitchell's also the same man accused of strangling and killing Marion County Deputy John Durham, if you remember that story from 2023. Mitchell is supposed to be sentenced for the murder of his ex on the 1st of April. The Trump administration is blaming federal judges for provoking a constitutional crisis. Here's Fox's Jared Halpern.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says federal judges blocking President Trump's executive orders are acting as judicial activists.
Quick news flash to these liberal judges who are supporting their obstructionist efforts. 77 million Americans voted to elect this president.
Leavitt says the temporary injunctions are a continuation of what she calls a weaponization of justice against President Trump. The president says he will comply with court rulings, but will appeal the decisions. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Real estate experts say the home buying markets could start heating up a bit this year. Here's Kurt Darling.
That's the prediction of FC Tucker as they say home prices throughout the state dipped by about 3 to 4% in January. That was a larger than expected decline in home prices, they say, but they also say that year over year, home values as a whole are up about 5%, which is good news for sellers. Real estate experts say they don't expect mortgage rates to get any lower for the time being, as they've settled right around the high 6% range. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And at the closing bell today, the Dow dropped by 225 to close at 44,368. The NASDAQ finished up by just 6 points and finished the day at 19,649 at the S&P 500, down by 16, closing at 6,051. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:33.
Tamer and Nigel for Window Nation. February is a short month, and if you haven't looked at your calendar yet, it ends on February 28th, which, coincidentally, is the last day that you can save 60% off all window styles from Window Nation. Plus, you can get 0 interest with no payments for 2 years. But now only through the end of February. That's less than 28 days to save big on some of the best windows you could buy. Less than 28 days to get windows that will protect your home and family for decades. Less than 28 days to get a quote on the windows that are going to stop the drafts and leaks and save you money on utility bills every month.
This February, you could miss Groundhog's Day and maybe even Valentine's Day. But do not miss your chance to save 60% off all windows and pay nothing for 2 years only from Window Nation. Schedule that free in-home consultation right now by calling 866-90-NATION or visiting windownation.com.
The traffic at 434. Here's Matt Baer.
Southbound 65, 4-minute delay, 21st to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 70 slow into the south split before West Street. Crash on the northeast side, Allisonville Road at east of 62nd Street, and eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We'll keep our eyes out for some messy winter weather tonight with a winter weather advisory along and north of I-70. Be cautious as there could be a little freezing rain in central Indiana with snow off north. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yesterday, Elon Musk, he's the guy that did SpaceX and Tesla, and now he's running DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, slashing federal budgets left and right. He did a press event with Donald Trump. I believe this one was at the Oval Office, inside the Oval Office, right? Where
Correct.
Elon Musk had his 3 or 4 year old kid with him the entire time.
I thought it was awesome.
I did too, and then you had people that were giving Donald Trump crap. Oh, this is unprofessional. He's making, what did they say about Elon Musk? He was standing up. He was standing above the president while President Trump was sitting at the Resolute desk. How disrespectful! Okay. I swear to God, the media is just trying to divide however they can. A wedge in between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and play to Donald Trump's ego.
And it feels like Elon Musk understands the game. He knows what they're doing.
And so does Donald Trump.
They think it's funny. So, good luck with it. But, yeah, they had this press event yesterday, and here's Elon Musk talking about, I know we're kind of getting into the weeds of this department does this, that department does that. The country as a whole, we are in economic trouble.
And then we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit, and if we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that the interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget, which is shocking because we spend a lot of money on defense. But if that just keeps going, we're essentially going to bankrupt the country. So what I really want to say is it's not optional for us to reduce the federal expenses. It's essential.
And the thing is, Nige, so here's Elon Musk going, man, we really got to, cut the spending. We've got to find a way to pay things back or we're going to be in trouble. Meanwhile, there are Democrat reporters looking at him, you son of a bitch. The dude's trying to help everybody right here. It's not like he's saying only the Republicans should have money. He's trying to help everybody, but because he's friends with Donald Trump. That's how bad the TDS is. Even people who are next to and friends with Donald Trump, they can't stand.
And I love how Elon Musk and DOGE cutting the excess fat from these federal institutions. Everybody's going out of their mind over that. Yet when President Biden and that administration were firing decent military people who wouldn't take the COVID vaccine left and right, they were getting applauded. The cheerleading that was going on. Oh, good for you getting those unvaccinated purebloods
they didn't
out
trust
of the military.
Science.
Oh, shut up.
A little bit more from the DOGE findings. Elon Musk says looking into Social Security, which is a big concern for folks the next couple of generations here. Sadly, there are people getting paid that are listed as 150 years old.
And there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone who's 150? I don't know. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out. That's a case where, I think they're probably dead. It's my guess. Or they should be very famous, one of the two.
again, 150-year-olds getting Social Security money, and there's some lib reporter. I can't stand this guy. Here he is talking about how senators and congressmen too, but he specifically mentions senators, they go in there making their salary, but somehow they leave with $12, $13, $14 million in the bank account.
Could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about $30 million?
Right.
Etc.
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened at USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it.
Looking at you, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, I know he's talking about senators, but it's every one of those people.
Right. It's both sides of the aisle, too. The McConnells and...
Crying Chucks.
And then that brings us to this individual. Oh! Elizabeth Warren, old Pocahontas, America's favorite fake Indian. She was confronted by a reporter after this little press event that Elon and Trump did. She was confronted by a reporter asking her about how somebody that makes a $200,000 salary ends up making $12 million.
Senator Warren, I just want to answer a question. How did you get a $12 million net worth on a $200,000 salary in Congress?
Thank you.
How did you do that?
Excuse me.
How did you do that? You can keep trying to block my camera. We're on a public sidewalk, so...
So her media minion, her assistant, was like blocking the camera, trying to give him the old Heisman Trophy stiff arm there, and she didn't say a word.
What would you do if she would have looked at the camera and just said, "Always bet on black"?
I would have laughed.
I love the casinos, man. The tables, baby. The tables are where it's at. Roulette every time. Lay it all on black.
Sometimes I bet taxpayer money. Like, in a weird way, I'd actually have more respect for her for being honest. 100%. As long as she didn't say OnlyFans, I've got an all new respect for her if she would have said that. Last night on CNN, the former New Hampshire governor, Chris Sununu, he was on this panel with Anderson Cooper and Lubin Jeffrey Toobin.
They got Toobin on again on CNN?
I can't believe they brought this guy back. Like, it wasn't just the Zoom, masturbation incident. There was like a big abortion scandal he was a part of too. And they couldn't wait to bring old Lubin Toobin back in the mix. But he's on this panel with Anderson Cooper. They're talking about Doge and Chris Sununu, who sometimes isn't Donald Trump's best friend, throws a lot of cold water on the CNN anti-Doge party.
I tell you, I know what you're not showing here. Musk gave 7 specific examples off the top of his head of where the corruption and fraud were. I know you didn't play the clips. He was talking about a contractor that had a 3-month contract. He was paid for 20 years. He was talking about welfare benefits that were being paid to someone that was technically 150 years old. He was talking about line items in the treasury that had no justification.
There's no he doesn't present any actual evidence.
Well, he's standing there in the Oval Office. Do you expect him to come in with 10,000 pages? And I have to be clear, to complain about this administration about transparency when this president takes open questions on a daily basis, yet Joe Biden didn't show up for a press conference in 6 months, is insane. Well, these guys are being extremely transparent. They don't have to sit there and take the questions, but they do. It's all on the website. It's all out there.
It's not transparency to say things that have no factual background. I mean, to say we're cutting, we've found $1 billion or $1 trillion in waste with no specifics, that's just talk. That's not transparency.
It's 23 days in here, guys.
Boy, it's just talk when you say that it's Russian disinformation when speaking about the Hunter Biden laptop.
Right. Still waiting on that information.
Wait a minute. It's just this whole thing sounds familiar to me.
And these people don't get to talk about transparency. I'm sorry. After what went on the last 4 years, you don't get to do that. Here's a little bit more from that conversation where at one point, Anderson Cooper calls Chris Sununu a D word that some people associate with genitalia.
23 days. You were talking about 2.3 billion that was saved last year. These guys are saving 2.3 billion a day.
Right, but
it's incredible.
That's what they're saying.
But where's the proof? You're waiting. You're not going to be satisfied till he shows up with 10,000 pages. I think
but 10,000 pages. Yeah. He's giving very specific things, but he's not actually giving any evidence of that.
It's all going to come because what they also said was, if we have to go to Congress, we'll go to Congress.
Right, but
we'll show where it is.
Some of the details that have come out, like the $59 million spent on luxury hotels, it's actually not.
You're talking about the FEMA money that was used for migrants. FEMA money for migrants. That's okay now.
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick.
Well, at that point, when you have Anderson Cooper on his own show calling you the D word, I pretty much think you've won that whole back and forth.
Elon Musk has broken the left so much that at that goofy, freak-loaded anti-Doge rally they had, you got these lunatics out here singing protest songs about Elon, Doge, and Trump.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against Doge. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk.
Okay, you can stop that right there.
These are quote-unquote serious people?
That was a protest. You guys thought I was a bad singer when I play Sing Along with Hammer.
Yeah, I agree.
Always remember, it could be a lot worse. These people could show up. And you know what? I'm going to prove it. I'm a better singer than these people.
Walked right into
so
that
caller number 9 right now at 239-9393. We got Jeff Foxworthy tickets on the line. An evening with Jeff Foxworthy presented by HSEF. February 21st at the Fishers Event Center, the FEC. Caller number 9, 239-9393. It's a love songs edition of Sing Along with Me.
Well, if you didn't know it, you know it now. The Social Security Trust Fund is expected to run out of money in less than 10 years, according to this financial publication's Barron's. Everybody reads this in the financial industry. The average couple could lose up to $16,500 every year in Social Security income. That's why it's critical that you have the right strategy when you finally file for Social Security.
So if the whole concept kind of scares you, if you're not quite sure what everything means, there's a guy, Bill Demery, your retirement guy, that can give you a free, customized analysis. He'll make it make sense. All you have to do is set up the free appointment. 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Set up that free analysis with Bill Demery right now. 317-648-5120.
Thousands of Hoosier veterans are struggling with homelessness, unemployment, and other urgent needs. With your help, Veteran Support Network provides housing, job training, food, and emergency assistance. And every dollar stays in Indiana. Veteran Support Network, in partnership with Dreisky Moving and Storage in Westfield, working together to support local veterans. Go to veteransupportnetwork.org to help with rent, utilities, auto repairs, home repairs, and more. Stand with Indiana veterans. Donate now at veteransupportnetwork.org.
Discover cancer care that empowers you at Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, with leading-edge treatment options right in your backyard.
I feel blessed and lucky. If I knew someone that was going through what I was going through, I would definitely encourage them to participate in a clinical trial. For me, it was life-changing.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/cancer.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers.
And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's the President's Day sale. Save 50% off on all Lazy Boy, plus free sales tax, free delivery, and interest-free financing. Save up to $800 on Stearns & Foster and Tempur-Pedic mattresses with up to 4 years interest-free financing. Low price guarantee, free delivery, interest-free financing, now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
I'm a grandson, a son, I'm an employee and a mentor. I'm a father to 2 beautiful kids and a husband to an amazing wife. And I have a substance use disorder. In other words, I'm living in recovery with an addiction. And now that you know, will you let it change how you see me? It's okay to see my addiction, but I want you to know it's people choosing to see me as a person that changed my life.
See the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear, anything brewing yet?
We do have a crash on the northeast side, Hammer, East 62nd at Allisonville Road. Crash east side, Post Road, north of 42nd Street. Inbound 65, 3-minute delay, 21st to Meridian Penn. And eastbound 70, just a little bit slow, West Street into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Starting to get a little bit of precip. Be careful. Some spots might be a little icy, especially those overpasses, the bridges. Be careful. 34 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And we've got a couple tickets to give away to go see Jeff Foxworthy. Had an awesome call into the show yesterday.
That was great.
He is going to be at the Fishers Event Center February 21st, presented by HSEF. And caller number 9 was John. John, how the heck are you?
Hello, you guys are great.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
John, we're going to play Sing Along With Me, and this is how it works. With Valentine's Day just a couple days away, I'm going to sing a very popular love song. I'm going to stop at some point. It is your job to get the next line, next couple of words right. Get close, I'll give you credit. Okay? You need 2 out of 3 to get the tickets. Are you ready?
As good as can be.
All right, let's rock and roll. Allison, please. Here we go. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help. John.
Always falling in love with you.
We'll take it. There we go. All right. One down.
Or falling in love with you.
There we go. We'll take it. Okay. Now,
that was
you
bad.
get this one. We're going to give you the tickets, okay? Here we go.
Whose side are you on?
Oh, we're going to go a little Rat Pack on you kids. Pour yourself a glass of scotch. Tip your bartender. And welcome to the Sands Hotel and Casino. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you. John.
Falling in love with you?
Nope.
I ain't got it either.
And the way you look tonight.
Nope, I ain't got that one.
You missed the Frank Sinatra song. I almost want to get a bus driver license and then take a bus and run over you with it, but that's okay. You get this one right, we're going to give you the tickets, okay? All right. Now, Allison, I'm going to need your help on this one, okay?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all my years have gone by.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified. I see that freaking look in your eyes.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Every now and then I fall apart.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you now, tonight. I need you, John.
More than ever.
Wow, that was incredible.
Let's go, baby.
That was incredible.
How about Allison, ladies and gentlemen? That's what I'm talking
That
about.
was for you, John.
That was hilarious.
Hands go up. John, my man, you're a big winner. You stay on the line. Allison will take care of you, and she'll make sure you get those tickets, okay?
Fantastic. Keep up the great work.
Right on, man. Thank you. All right, we'll have another pair of tickets to give away tomorrow. Coming up next, though, Delegate Jay Hart will be here.
Oh.
He's upset about the property taxes, just like we are. We'll hear from somebody outside of Central Indy.
Hey, look, the experts at Low T Center have over a decade of experience helping patients with their low T symptoms and helping them with specific and optimized treatment plans unique to each individual. So if you're feeling tired, you lack motivation and drive, you're gaining weight, you're losing muscle mass, these are all signs of low T. Don't wait to find out. It's really easy. It's quick to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test. And with their on-site lab, you'll get the results back right there.
They do so much at the Low T Center. Yes, they specialize in testosterone issues, but they can screen you, guys, for various types of cancers. They can check to see if you have sleep apnea. And yes, you can get your health evaluated to see if you qualify for GLP-1 weight loss medications. Guys, take care of yourself and book an appointment at the Low T Center right now. And if you refer a patient, you get a $150 referral credit. LowTCenter.com. Book that appointment right now. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
If this is the year to build your custom dream home, Joyner Homes is ready to help make your dream come true. They offer the flexibility to build on your own lot, allowing you to build a home in the place you've always envisioned. A dedicated in-house team of experts will guide you through every step, offering unmatched personalization and flexibility. Joyner Homes provides clear and upfront pricing and floor plans to inspire you. There's no time like the present to get in touch with Joyner Homes to talk about your vision and learn more about their building process. Visit JoynerHomes.com.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university, home to 50 research centers and institutes, which means our students don't just study groundbreaking research, they make their very own breakthroughs from day one. We're here to make the future happen. Bring on tomorrow. IU Indianapolis. Discover what's next at go.iu.edu/breakthrough.
Morton Building's annual Building Value Day sales event is here and now through the month of February. Morton buildings are built stronger, last longer, and look better. Whether you need a garage, farm shop, stall barn, or storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, now's the time to save on new buildings. Visit MortonBuildings.com to learn more and save on select new buildings that will stand the test of time. From Morton Buildings. Certain restrictions apply. See your local construction center for details.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Planning to propose this Valentine's Day? Shane Company has your back. Our easy process to create your dream engagement ring is rock solid. 1, pick your ring setting. 2, choose your center stone. 3, personalize it. With our wide selection of beautiful settings and hand-picked diamonds and gemstones, all at competitive prices, your ring will be as unique as your love story. We'll hand-set your ring in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store and protect it with our free lifetime warranty. Walk in with a dream, walk out with the ring that will take their breath away. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Coming up in 2 minutes, still some chances for snow today, and John Herrick shares a WIBC spotlight on mental health funding in Indiana. Those stories coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
Both sides want the war to end. Lisa Brady, Fox News. That from President Trump after lengthy calls today with the presidents of Russia and Ukraine, though he won't say if he considers Ukraine an equal member of a peace process.
I think they have to make peace. Their people are being killed, and I think they have to make peace.
Also not saying whether he would support Ukraine's leader giving up or exchanging any territory as part of a peace deal. President Zelensky scheduled to meet with U.S. officials this week in Germany. The president taking questions just after a swearing in for Tulsi Gabbard.
We're grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations.
A new director of national intelligence confirmed by the Senate earlier today. Just one Republican voting against her, former Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell. The Trump administration accuses federal judges of weaponizing the justice system.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says judges blocking President Trump's executive orders amount to a constitutional crisis.
We believe these judges are acting as judicial activists rather than honest arbiters of the law.
Dozens of lawsuits have been filed challenging the president's legal authority to block spending, fire federal employees, and end birthright citizenship.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Leavitt says they will comply with court orders, but believe the president will be vindicated during appeals. A House Committee on Government Efficiency Efforts holding its first hearing.
Chairwoman Marjorie Taylor Greene questioning welfare fraud investigator Dawn Royal if the government is giving out billions in payments
without verifying who they are or whether they meet program eligibility requirements.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Democrats like Ranking Member Melanie Stansberry of New Mexico focusing on Elon Musk and whether actions taken so far by Doge are legal.
We do not work for an unelected billionaire.
Democrats are encouraging Musk to come testify before Congress.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz on Capitol Hill. America is listening to Fox News.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Still hasn't shown up. 33 degrees, cloudy downtown, some rain finally beginning to appear on radar around the Circle City. It's a mix of freezing rain and snow to the west. Should be here in a little bit. Low at 26 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. You're supposed to get some sort of snow or wintry mix today, even if it hasn't happened yet. Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey says more bad weather is probably going to show up this weekend.
I'm leaning more towards rain on Saturday and potentially heavy at that. And then we kind of flip the switch to maybe a bit of a wintry mix.
You're currently under a winter weather advisory, which ends early tomorrow morning. A man accused of killing his ex outside of a daycare was found guilty Wednesday. Police say Orlando Mitchell had waited for Crystal Walton to show up at the daycare in September of 2022 before he shot her several times. And if Mitchell's name sounds familiar, he's also the man accused of strangling and killing Marion County Deputy John Durham. If you remember that story from 2023, Mitchell's supposed to be sentenced for the murder of his ex-girlfriend on April the 1st. Indiana State University is being sued by the ACLU of Indiana. The lawsuit's claiming that Indiana State is violating the First Amendment rights of the Pride Center of Terre Haute, who usually organizes Pride Fest on the ISU campus.
Here is a public space where First Amendment activities can occur, and the university is saying you can't have your First Amendment activity here.
Ken Falk with the ACLU on Wish TV. The center says they've not heard back from the school after several requests for permission to hold the event there. And addressing mental health in Indiana requires some money. John Herrick reports on the fight for mental health funding in Indiana.
And now, a WIBC News Spotlight.
One of the leaders in that fight is the Chief Operating Officer at Mental Health America of Indiana, Stephanie Anderson.
We are really concerned that we get the adequate amount of funding needed to continue to grow the system that we started back in 2023.
Anderson said the first thing lawmakers have to do is get past some misnomers.
There's some misunderstandings about what funding looked like when we got a budget allocation of $50 million a year 2 years ago in the budget. That money was supplemented by federal funds that are temporary federal funds.
She says this year the budget was flatlined, thinking that was sufficient when unfortunately it's not.
So we need actually the $50 million that is currently in the budget proposal plus another $53 million a year in order to really make the dent that we think can be made.
On Thursday, you'll hear more about where that money would be going and the mental health issues that are impacting Hoosiers the most. With your WIBC News Spotlight, I'm John Herrick.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty may have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There is a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate. Call my agent, Mark Dietel. Maybe you want a guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel's the only real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Katie and Chris in Perry Township said this: sadly, our marriage was ending, and we were both ready to sell the home and move forward ASAP. Mark Dietel made it happen fast and easy. Our home sold for more than we anticipated in 24 hours with 17 showings and multiple offers. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, Dietel, markdietel.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, downtown, we do have a stall. This is eastbound 70. Before West Street, it's blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Harding Street. Also on the northeast side, Lawrence crash, northbound 465 after East 71st Street. It's blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to East 56. Eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Mattress Firm. It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Restrictions apply. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We'll keep our eyes out for some messy winter weather tonight with a winter weather advisory along and north of I-70. Be cautious as there could be a little freezing rain in central Indiana with snow off north. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Definitely keeping an eye on the weather and the road conditions. A full and complete update on the way. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a special in-studio guest.
Friend of the show, Jay Hart. He is a delegate from Morgantown, Indiana.
Hey, Jay.
How you doing, man?
Great. Just came from the State House. Heard the is this anything? Am I saying that right earlier?
Is this anything?
Yeah, $50,000 to fall in love. I just came from the State House. There's all kinds of people over there that'll fall in love with any bill for $50,000.
So, we kind of get caught up in our Marion County bubble. You know, we've got woke prosecutors. We've got a scandal in the mayor's office, sexual scandal in the mayor's office. We've got folks over the General Assembly that just want to screw us on property taxes. So I kind of got a good feel of what the people in Marion County want to talk about. How are things down in your neck of the woods? How's Morgantown? Are they as pissed off about this property tax thing as we are?
Oh, yeah, they're furious. I mean, we had the highest property tax increase in the state in Morgan County last year, and of course, that's that's Rod Bray's district down there, the leader of the Senate. And, you know, we've had a lot of talk. I heard Kendall the other day talking about if they really wanted to get this done, we've got a guy who's authored the bill, who is the chair of the committee, of the Tax and Fiscal Committee, who's also the chair of the caucus, the majority caucus. If the leader of the Senate and the leader of the caucus and the leader of the committee really wanted to get this done for the people, we'd get it done. They'd snap their fingers and have it done right now. And it would really just be that easy. And I don't think there's any question that people want property tax relief. I've knocked a lot of doors. I talked to a lot of people. You see, when you tell the truth, you get to go out and face the public. That's the fun part about being Jay Hart. I get to go out and face people because I don't lie and steal from people.
And we were talking before the segment began. This property tax bill, the original bill, SB 1, as it was rolled out, it was a fair bill. Like, some people wanted, if your house is fully paid for, you shouldn't have to pay anything at all. There was a lot of other things that could have been in there, but this was a very fair bill, and it gave most everybody some relief, and that still wasn't good enough.
It truly was. It truly was a fair bill because, I mean, you know me, I'm pretty far to the right. I don't want property taxes at all because property taxes have people paying different prices for the same exact service. I pay a different price than you for whatever the value of my home is. We all get the same cops, firefighters, street lights, but we're all paying a different price. If we went to a liquor store and we bought a 12-pack of Miller Lite, as I would, and we got up to the counter and they said, well, what do you do, Jay? Well, I'm in Antique Motorsports. Well, that's $20. Well, what do you do, Hammer? Well, I'm a radio superstar. Well, that'll be $249. How long would we shop at that store? We wouldn't. So I'd like to see property taxes eliminated, but this was a fair bill the way that it was. And it wasn't, honestly, I don't think it was going to give the relief that people really needed, but it was better than the nothing that we're going to get.
Right. I get nothing right now. Yeah. Like, veterans who have been disabled, those over 65, and first-time homeowners, if you meet the economic requirements, you get a little break. But folks like us who bust our butts, who go to work every day, who show up, do everything right, we get 2 middle fingers.
Yeah, and one of the problems that I have with that is, as much as I care about retired people, I've always fought for the people who are living on fixed income. They've done all the right things. They bought the reasonable house. They've paid it off. They've planned their retirement. And now we've got these government coming along and adding bills that they could not have possibly planned for, whether it's increases in stormwater usage or your trash removal services, sanitation, or of course, these appeals to the tax levies. I've always fought for those folks, but the reality is the people who have been around the longest. I'm 52 years old. I've had a lot more voting, a lot more say on policy than somebody who's getting a new home or somebody who may be 10 years younger than me. Why should I get out of the bad ideas and the bad problems that we've gotten ourselves into? Why should I get out of it? And then the younger people who haven't had as much of a chance, why are they flipping the bill for that?
Well, Jay, you mentioned a stat at the beginning of our conversation about Morgantown involving the increase in property tax in the state of Indiana as it relates to Morgantown. What was that again? What did you say?
Morgan County saw the largest property tax increase in the state.
Why?
What
is going on?
Well, they're building a new county building down there, and I can't recall the final figure, but I think it's around $80 million or something like that. I know that's a big part of the increase, and I'll give them this: the old courthouse down there is in very, very bad shape. They did need a building. Did they need an $80 million building? Nah. I can't buy into that. There are some smart people working on the project, and I have seen some pretty intelligent things that they've put some of the money to work investing it. While it's not being used, waiting on, different levels of the project. No, these people around the state, and I've been all over the state. I've helped a lot of candidates all over the state. People are furious. One thing is for certain. They want property tax relief, and these folks need to give it to them. And if you're a local official, if you're in the city government or county governments, it's not up to you to decide. We're representative government. You give the people what they want. They want property tax relief. You can show them the results. Maybe 5 or 10 years from now, they come back and say, hey, this didn't work out. But you work for the people. You work for us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Because it feels like there's a little disconnect there. There are so many people listening right now that have never called a representative. They've never emailed a representative, but they're mad as hell. Like, is this the breaking point where those people who normally just, they vote, they might not like what they hear, but they don't email, they don't call. Is this the time for them to start making some phone calls?
Absolutely. And for people who are listening, if you hear that the bill has been gutted, it's not over. There's a lot of opportunities for amendments to be made and brought to the floor, or even as the bill goes over to the House, we'll get to see a whole big rodeo over there. So call your senators, call your representatives, demand that this bill be supported as it was originally written, which again, that wasn't even enough.
Right.
But at least demand that, because and you know what I would say to Governor Braun? I have a lot of faith in Governor Braun. I thought he would be a much more conservative governor than what some folks imagined, and I think he's done really good at putting this out front. But this is the time where the governor needs to start fighting. This is the time where we need to see the governor pick up the ball bat and start kneecapping some people.
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Metaphorically speaking.
Do the calls work? Do the emails work?
Absolutely, they do work. Please call and email your senators, because I can tell you now that the folks who don't want this to happen, which is a bunch of other folks in government who don't want to live within their means or tighten their belts at all, those folks are calling. They are calling, and they are crying and whining and screaming and kicking.
And hit them where it hurts. Tell them, we're not donating to your campaign. I will tell everyone I know to not donate to your campaign. And if I have to vote for the most liberal, blue, green-haired Democrat on the ballot, I'm at the breaking point right now because, I expect them to screw me. I expected you to have my back. We're kind of at that point.
We truly are. And I think this is a really great opportunity for Governor Braun. It's a good opportunity. I think throughout this country, especially in Indiana, we're a very conservative state. And there are a lot of folks here who supported President Trump and supported the America First policy. They like what they're seeing with Doge and with Elon and with all these new folks that surrounded Donald Trump. There's a lot of folks here in Indiana who want their local America First candidate, and that could be Mike Braun. They're primed up. I ran into Representative Larissa Sweet on the way over here, and she mentioned we were talking about this opportunity for Braun, and that the state is primed and ready for someone to come in and strip back government and support the people and start to tighten the belt loops and find the waste. And this is a great opportunity for him to be that.
So many people, like on social media, I know we've seen it, you've seen it. They're like, can we get Doge in Indiana? Is there a Doge team that can go state to state and address issues? This is where we're at. All right, 60 seconds left here with Jay Hart. If you had to respond to these people saying, well, if he get property tax relief for everybody else, our school's going to have to make massive cuts. The police department might close down. We'll lose officers. We need these property taxes to stay the same. What would be your response to those people?
My response to those people would be that you work for the people, the property owners, the taxpayers. Clearly, there is no question they want property tax, and they want you to live within your means. You, as an official, can come back. If it's true that you can't operate in that budget, I believe there's plenty of fat to trim. If it's true, then you get to come back and tell them, hey, you wanted this. This is what you wanted. But I think the best opportunity for people right now is if you want to see what we're seeing at the federal level with Doge going into USAID and stripping back things and seeing where the waste is, this is a perfect bill for people to watch and pay attention to which lobbyists are working these people in the State House. This is a perfect opportunity to watch that and see the filth that happens behind this legislation. But yeah, I would tell those local people that you're just going to have to live within your means. It's not up to you. It's not up to you.
We all have to make cuts and sacrifices. Any business owner, any family has a budget they have to follow.
Amen.
I want to go to Florida every weekend, but I can't afford that. I've got to, make some decisions, make some cuts along the way. Everybody does that, but schools and government, it feels like. Jay Hart, thank you so much. And if anybody wants to reach out to their representative and, let's be honest, bitch at them, here's what you do. Just go to Google, right? Type in, who is my Indiana senator? It'll bring up a link, find your legislator, type in your information. You will find out who it is. Call them up, give them an earful, and tell them you're not voting for them anymore unless this gets fixed. Before we hit traffic with Matt Baer, Nige, as the music guy, as the rock and roll expert here on this program, where are we at with these 2025 nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here? Bad Company.
Cool.
The Black Crowes.
Cool.
This one's old. Chubby Checker.
Yeah, whatever.
Mariah Carey.
Make my wish come true. Ooh, you, baby.
Older one, Joe Cocker. I like this one, wow. Billy Idol.
Here she come now, say money.
Billy Idol once asked me for drugs. Cyndi Lauper, Oasis, Outkast, Fish, Soundgarden and the White Stripes.
Yeah, I was stunned to see Soundgarden wasn't even on there yet. Billy Idol, Joe Cocker. I can't believe those guys aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I still want to see Ted Nugent in the Hall of Fame. I cannot believe the Motor City Madman, Uncle Ted, friend of the show, selling 13 million albums worldwide. Cat Scratch Fever, 3 million copies. Not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Probably never will be, just because of his political views.
The White Stripes also on this list. So here's what we're going to do. Allison, kill this music right now. I'm fired up. I'm talking about these property tax weasels screwing us. We got crappy weather outside. Give me some fired up music here, Allison. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Let it play for just a second. Now, Matt Baer in the WIBC Traffic Center. Let's get people where they need to be.
Crash on the entrance ramp east side from Shadeland Avenue 2 eastbound 70. The ramp is open. There's a car in the ditch off the right shoulder. Northbound 465 on the east side slows after Penn Pike up to 75th because of an earlier crash. And inbound 65 stop and go from West Street to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. This tax season is free phone season with Straight Talk. Get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
34 right now at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We got some sleet in parts of the listening area up north. A lot of rain right now in central Indy. Just be careful. Are you okay with this? That is on the way next.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros. And a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We've recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news. We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what the heck do you have to lose? We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Call Ron or Terry at 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. That's rragency.org. A health plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
It is so critical you have the right strategy to file for Social Security. If you're thinking about filing, you haven't filed yet, you're getting ready to file for Social Security, please get in touch with Bill Demery. According to the financial publication Barron's, an average couple could lose up to $16,500 every year in Social Security income because they don't file it the right way.
Bill Demery, my retirement guy, Nigel's retirement guy. He should be your retirement guy. Based in Indy, he breaks things down in a way you can understand. So if the whole concept of filing for Social Security seems like a lot, and it is, it's important to have somebody that can break it all down for you. Set up your free analysis by calling Bill Demery right now, 317-648-5120. If you have not yet filed for Social Security, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Are you a translator for your spouse? Are you the one always on the telephone because your husband or wife struggled to hear? You need to check out RelayIndiana.com and CapTel, the captioned telephone. The CapTel phone allows the hard of hearing person to enjoy conversations through voice recognition technology, with the other person's words appearing on the easy-to-read screen. Go online to RelayIndiana.com for more information about CapTel and let your spouse enjoy their own phone calls. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah! Hammer, more and more schools across the country are banning Crocs because they are a safety hazard. These are like what the plastic shoes with holes in them.
Kind of like a sandal, kind of like a shoe,
but the rubber-soled shoe. Here's Principal Stoney Pritchett of an Alabama high school and a student talking about the Crocs ban.
It actually is a safety hazard. Man, they can twist their knees, twist their ankles, things like that. So you won't have tennis shoes on all the time.
If it's an emergency, we can still wear our Crocs because we can put them in sports mode and we can run.
You can't go on a basketball court and go side to side, lateral, and jump up now and with Crocs on. It's a hallway. Kids are moving. Things are happening. It's a safety hazard. It's a safety hazard. I mean, things happen. If they break out, when something happen, they have your high heels on and slip and fall.
Are you okay with the Crocs ban?
Listen, schools can implement a dress code if they want, right? Some schools, usually like Catholic schools, they make you wear like a collared shirt and pants. You can't just go in there wearing a Who Farted t-shirt. So if they want to ban Crocs, there must be a reason, right? Instead of just an email to parents, hey, if you cannot wear Crocs, it'd be great. We're having a situation. Things must be so bad that they had to actually put plan in motion to ban Crocs. I don't think we're getting all the information here.
Dude, all my kids' friends, including my kids, wear Crocs. In the summer, they play basketball in Crocs. They ride their bikes, their scooters in Crocs. I haven't had to call the ambulance once. These guys make it sound like they're making daily trips to the emergency room because kids are walking down the hallway tripping over their own feet because they're wearing Crocs.
But again, we're getting one side of this story here. What has gone on to the point to where they've had to actually make this a policy? Like when you see a sign on the door that says, please do not take your pants off at the zoo. There's a reason why that sign is there. Something has happened to warrant that policy change.
Are you okay with this? A TikToker.
Nope.
Okay, are you okay with this? When you're, we'll go to the last one there, Allison. When you're boiling water for pasta,
okay,
do you start with cold water or do you give it a head start and use hot water from the tap and then begin boiling it? A mom is going viral after she found out you should never start with hot water.
When you use water to cook, you're not supposed to use hot water from the tap. Hot water is more likely to contain lead particles. The hot water tank is made out of metals, and those metals can start to corrode and break off, ending up with heavy metal in your hot water. Not to mention that while the water sits in your tank, it can start to stagnate and grow bacteria and other microorganisms. The solution here is you just have to cook with cold water from the tap and let the stove or the oven do the heating for you. One more idea, you can use an electric kettle, starting with cold water, heating it up, and then pouring it into your pot.
Are you okay with this?
Two things here, okay? Two things. Number one, I don't have to worry about this. I'm team cold water, right? I am team cold water.
Okay.
Number two, even if I were a hot water guy, do you really think I'm concerned about the particles in the water when I'm heating up 2 bags of ramen noodles to put in my body. Like when I'm putting 2 packages of ramen noodles in there, I'm not going to go, boy, I hope the water was healthy. It's so ridiculous.
I don't believe a word she said. Yeah, when I'm cooking macaroni, I boil the stuff that I put that will eventually make it into the pot, and then I'll turn it on high on the stove.
So are you cold water when you begin, though?
No. It's hot.
Hot.
No. Turn
Okay.
it on hot out of the faucet, transfer it to the stove, boil. Boom.
Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Let us know if you are team cold water, team hot water. Jump in the YouTube chat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're easy to find at Hammer and Nigel. All right. Tony Kinnett is coming up next. I think I saw the Tonus on one of the news networks earlier. I was walking by one of our production studios where all the news channels are on. I looked up, and there's skinny J.D. Vance. So we're going to ask Tony Kinnett what he was doing earlier today. We'll pick his brain coming up right after the news with Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Today's not your only chances for snow. 34 degrees with radar showing you might be getting some rain depending on where you are. That radar is also showing some freezing rain and snow starting to move in from the west and already showing itself north of 465. Tonight's low down to 26. I'm Harrison Silcox from Oz Roofing. Here's what's trending at 5:29. You've been hearing about chances of snow today, but what about the weekend?
I think we start off as rain, and then we flip the switch to snow as colder air kind of wraps around this. How much snow? Kind of depends on if there's still a decent amount of moisture around, and that's a question we just can't answer yet.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey says if you're out driving this afternoon, make sure you are careful. We are still under that winter weather advisory that started about 4.5 hours ago. Egg prices have only gone up to start the year.
The ongoing bird flu outbreak is making the cost of eggs really expensive, with the price increasing over 15% from December to January and over 50% on an annual basis. The average price of a dozen grade A eggs reached $4.95 in January, surpassing the previous record of $4.82 2 years earlier and more than double the recent low of $2.04 in August of 2023.
Fox's Hillary Barsky reporting the Associated Press is not allowed in the Oval Office for calling the Gulf of America the Gulf of Mexico.
If we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable. And it is a fact that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is called the Gulf of America. And I'm not sure why news outlets don't want to call it that.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt with a warning to other media outlets. And a bill at the Indiana State House could remove condoms and certain contraceptives from a list of approved birth control options for low-income Hoosiers. Sasha Nixon reports.
House Bill 1169 was initially intended to expand access to birth control for Hoosiers earning 185% of the federal poverty level or less. These contraceptives would be made available through a statewide program. But lawmakers made changes to the bill Tuesday that removed condoms and other options from this possible program and determined that beneficiaries must be eligible for Medicaid. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
With traffic at 5:31, here's Matt Baer.
Crash in Carmel, 116th Street at Ralston. Crash northeast side, 62nd Street at Allisonville Road. And a crash on the east side Post Road north of 42nd. Sam Jones Expressway stopped in both directions from Executive Drive. You may want to stay clear of that. And inbound 65, easy money tonight, just slow from west to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We'll keep our eyes out for some messy winter weather tonight with a winter weather advisory along and north of I-70. Be cautious as there could be a little freezing rain in central Indiana with snow off north. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Sudas for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He is an investigative reporter for the Daily Signal and the host of the Tony Kinnett Cast, 7 o'clock right after our show here at 93 WIBC. Tony Kinnett is with us. And Tony, I was preparing for the show earlier today. I looked up on one of the TV screens. I thought I saw your beautiful face on one of the news networks. Did I see that?
Maybe just a bit. I cannot help but enjoy at this beautiful moment when all of those on the left are self-destructing, that they might bring me on the occasional panel to then laugh at that person on the left breaking down into tears live on television. It's a good time.
So what were you booked for? I know you were testifying for something today. What was going on?
Oh, that's in this case for something different. Right now, there are all of these aid and charity organizations who got money from the government who then wasted all of that money and then spent it on things that had nothing to do with the charity, like Church Worldwide Services didn't actually do anything like for the church. They wasted money on corrupt things. And so they're crying about the frozen money. And so I got to go on and say, hey, look, if the receipts come out and you look bad, that ain't my fault. I didn't write that receipt.
Isn't that wild, Tony, that people are upset that we're finding wasted money? Like, people are freaking out that we're finding wasted money. It's bizarre to me.
I love that, because the question about, well, Elon Musk shouldn't be digging around people's personal record. He's not looking at your social security number, Jan. He's looking at that massive payment that went to providing condoms to Mozambique. Right. That would be what we're looking at right now. Unless your social security is in prophylactics, I don't want to hear it.
Jan is the new Karen. I don't care what anybody.
Imagine Jan is like a little older, the hair's a little bit shorter.
Sure.
And the eyes show that clear rage. Like that state representative from Muncie. What's her name?
You know what? And go back to the finding of, like, the Doge department, right? So Elon Musk goes up there yesterday with Donald Trump, simply explains what they're doing, and there are people protesting outside. They're coming up with protest songs. They're ripping Elon Musk. And something you said earlier, Elon Musk isn't trying to steal Jan's social security number. One, he doesn't need her money. And number two, this tells me these people have never had a real job in their life, because third-party audits happen all the time.
And I just seem to remember in the back of my mind, Donald Trump ran on this explicitly. For the people who say that, Trump only ran on lowering grocery store prices. I seem to remember that was on the list, but that was one of about 50 things. And about half of those 50 things, and for our public school kids out there, that's 25 of those 50 things are reducing government corruption and spending. And by God, we're less than a month in, and he appears to be focusing a lot of energy on doing what he said he was going to do.
Well, not only that, I think the reason people are freaking out, Democrats, the federal bureaucracy, that establishment in general, is because it seems like Doge, from the outside looking in, you tell me if I'm wrong, it seems like Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency is extremely capable at their job, and the feds, the bureaucracy, that is, all that they're not used to someone being capable at their job, are they?
Yeah, and someone from inside the system can tell you what a lot of people like to do is go in, close the door to their office, and sit there and scroll through Facebook all day and not actually do what they were brought in to do on the taxpayer dime. And the best part is, with all of this massive data, they used to have an excuse to say, well, there's just too much to go through, so we have to cut corners. Elon Musk can bring in one of these tech wizards, Big Balls, as he is called, and he can run an algorithm or AI and sort through all of the data in about 5 minutes. It's almost like we're using the kind of tech that it was meant to be used for.
He learned to code, and now they're pissed off about it. He did exactly what Joe Biden wanted him to do, and now they're pissed off about it, Tony. Let's go back to the disaster relief for just a moment, because you're somebody that has seen a lot of this stuff up close and personal. When the Hawaii situation was taking place, I believe you were the one that broke the story that these bureaucrats are staying in this fancy schmancy hotel in Hawaii while the people who have had their lives destroyed don't have a pot to pee in. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here, right?
And it infuriates me because a lot of that money, we pointed out at the time, appeared to be going to illegal immigration services. And then Karine Jean-Pierre, dressed up like Spirit Halloween's Al Capone, got up in front of the country and said, that's a lie, actually. Fact check. That money's not going there. And now Doge, by literally just reading the receipts, showed that last week 50-some million went to illegal migrant housing in New York against the Trump administration. So the money was going there all along. It seems like this money's going everywhere, but to the people affected by these natural disasters. It is literally insult in addition to injury.
What I've been hearing a lot about is the age of some of Elon Musk's minions in Doge. 19 years old. Oh, my gosh. I didn't seem to remember having anybody on the Democratic side having a problem when David Hogg and his position with the DNC or Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
Yeah, lecturing us on climate change. I don't remember the same outrage having to do specifically with age.
So I actually went ahead and ran the search on this. Did you know that one of the fewest lower the voting age to 16 posts, one of the lowest numbers of those posts was the day they were complaining about how young Elon Musk's staffers are over at Doge. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, wait a minute here. These kids aren't all Democrat liberal theater kids.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong here. The political left says that a 19-year-old whiz kid with a computer and economic, computer programming background is bad, not qualified for the job. But if you're 6 years old, you can make a decision to chop your crank off. Do I have this correct?
My goodness.
Well, I actually don't have a joke to follow up, dude. That's the exactly correct point to make.
Tony Kinnett with us, host of the Tony Kinnett Cast, right after our show tonight. So, Tony, I know you've been kind of dealing with a lot of the national stories as a national investigative reporter at the Daily Signal. But closer at home here, people are fired up about this property tax situation, how, people who have done everything right, like myself, like Nigel, like you, we don't get anything out of this whole campaign for property tax reform, which was the biggest issue in the Indiana election. I'm curious what you think.
So I just want to point out for the umpteenth time that the time to care about property tax reform, about representatives in the state house, whether they're in the assembly, whether they're in the Senate, the time to care is during the primary elections, because you have these sweet nothings being whispered by all of these representatives who really just don't want an angry article about them from the Indy Star. They get up in front and they say, well, let's not get too hasty here. And the state's saying, look, these property taxes are ridiculous. It's really hard. Why are we sending half of the state's budget to education that's failing and the public school system that's failing, yet my property taxes continue to go up? Why is this where we're throwing our money to? And then the state representatives just sound like droopy, well, I don't know, and people are getting tired of it. This is ridiculous.
They bought the fear-mongering that we might not have police officers, we might not have a fire department. Like the mayor of Carmel, she was all about that early on. She just didn't think anybody would catch on to what she said in her testimony. But, of course, Rob Kendall did, and it blew up from there. And now she's walking everything back. But it's after all of these quote-unquote Republicans stabbed people like me in the back.
Well, I want to make this clear. Sue Finkham is wholly unqualified to be mayor. This is the lady who wanted gender diversity on roadway signs. If we all remember more than 3 years back, Sue was one of the people that was losing their mind. There weren't, I guess, female silhouettes on road work crews and signs and things. So I really don't.
I totally forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah, anyone who says men at work is a sexist roadway sign, I'm sorry, you're a child. Sit down. Let's actually elect an individual who
forgot all
knows how
about
to
that.
Are you testifying on any of these committees, these SB bills?
I went into a House bill committee today on House Bill 1230 on making school board elections partisan, and Representative Pryor just broke down into tears twice.
Okay, so hold on. We got to hit a break here because I do want to get into this, but we're up against a break. Hold that thought because I want to talk about this. This is an important thing people have been trying to get changed for a long time. Can you come back for one more segment?
Sure.
All right, Tony Kinnett of the Daily Signal and the Tony Kinnett Cast with us. When we come back, Tony Kinnett today testified about making school board races partisan. We'll talk about that next.
These cold winter nights mean more than just frosty windows. They can also spell trouble for your roof. Freezing temperatures, ice, and snow can lead to leaks that cause costly water damage if left unchecked. Moss Roofing is here to help. Tony Katz here, and Moss Roofing are the only ones to trust. A family business based right here in central Indiana. Whether it's a free inspection, patching a pesky leak, or a full roof replacement, their expert team has your winter roofing needs covered. Plus, they offer numerous financing options to make it easy on your wallet. Don't wait for that drip to turn into a disaster. Call Moss Roofing today for a roof done right every single time. Talk to Moss Roofing today. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or find them online at Moss Roofing, MOSS, mossroofing.com.
Here's how Tax Rise saved Yvonne over 99% on what she owed the IRS.
I got a letter from the IRS saying that I owe $69,000, and I had no idea what to do. That's when I contacted you guys.
Our tax professionals at Tax Rise jumped into action. They helped Yvonne file her back taxes and get into compliance, but they didn't stop there. They negotiated directly with the IRS to fight for her case.
Effective immediately, the IRS has accepted. All they want in return is $100.
Thank you guys so much. I can't even explain how grateful I am.
We're so happy we got Yvonne the relief she deserved. We've helped thousands of clients find solutions to their tax problems, and we're ready to help you. To find out if you qualify for a tax relief program, call TaxRise today, 888-829-0991. For a free consultation, call 888-829-0991, 888-829-0991.
Results vary, not guaranteed, uncompensated testimonial. TaxRise is not IRS affiliated or a law firm.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Get C&J's 6-point well inspection for the low price of only $285, and if you book now, you get double value from it because that $285 can also be used as a credit towards any other purchase above $900 for things like well cleaning, pump replacement, tank installation, or a new hydrant. This is Denny Smith, and you need to get this winter special before the season's in deep freeze. Just call C&J. Great systems and great people, too. 317-852-WELL. That's 317-852-WELL.
It's Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Get matched to your perfect bed now and sleep at night. Plus, if you see a lower price, they'll match it. Restrictions apply.
Hammer and Nigel.
The commander. Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer, we have a crash in Carmel. It's northbound Keystone Parkway at 136 Smoky Row. And this has us backed up past Main Street 131st. Another crash in Carmel, 116th Street at Ralston Avenue. Eastbound 465, still a little bit slow from Keystone 269. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We got some rain. Some areas are seeing a little bit of freezing rain. Be careful. 34 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back with Tony Kinnett here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Tony is the host of the Tony Kinnett Cast, coming up at 7 o'clock here. So putting an R or a D next to a school board member has been something that people have talked about for a while. Because as of right now, what you're seeing, Tony, these people are running for school board seats, acting like one thing, and then they do the complete other.
It's not a requirement.
No, they don't have to declare their political party. You're trying to change that with others, right?
Well, yeah, they're not allowed to declare a party, and I cleared this up for the committee. You can walk around telling people that you can be Republican or that you're actually a Democrat or you're conservative or you're liberal. But I found out from a series of testimonies from individuals in school board elections across the state that depending on, let's just pick someone, for example, from Pendleton, from the South Madison Community School Corporation, let's say Buck Evans, one of the school board members over there, he would tell one group of parents that he was one thing and then one group of parents that he was something else.
Wow.
So there's no actual declaration of what you are and what you believe, which led to the firing of the veteran school counselor Kathy McCord unjustly. So these have real consequences. School board candidates should just be allowed to run as Republicans or allowed to run as Democrats. That's it. Just give them the choice.
You should have to know what you're getting into. We saw this with Brownsburg, right? When the ESPN sports guy was running for the school board seat, everybody thought, oh, it's the Colts reporter guy. He's going to be great. Then he gets in there and he's like a radical lunatic. This is why you put an R or a D or whatever it is, libertarian, whatever your party is, next to your candidacy.
And by the way, to point out Representative Pryor, who lost her marbles when I pointed out that she runs as a Democrat. She raises money as a Democrat. If she believes things are too political,
she lost her mind because of that?
Run?
Why did she lose her mind?
She got upset because I said, well, why doesn't she run as nonpartisan then? And then she got mad and begged the committee chair to reprimand me for using the words pearl clutching. So.
I heard the best excuse, the funniest excuse. Kendall and Casey were talking about this a couple of days ago, and one of the excuses is, well, the kids don't have R's and D's next to their name. The students don't have R's and D's next to their name, so why should the school board members?
I'm going to ask a question. People do realize that policymakers in the state, all the way down to city council, they're over the children in that district, right? Like, we do realize that kids aren't exempt from the law. That is the most nonsense excuse ever. Guys, every policy position is inherently political. You got finances, you got legal stuff, you got all these things that you pass that are policies that people have to abide by. That's political. What are you for?
But the thing is, Tony, these wishy-washy, spineless squish like the ones on the tax committee that allegedly have an R next to their name, they buy that kind of crap. They buy the fear-mongering that, well, the mayor of Carmel might have to choose between fake mannequins in the street and police, and we don't want to have that.
I don't even know where it is that these individuals are reading this. And I did close my testimony with that. I said, if you guys vote in favor of this partisan bill, you might get an angry article from the Indy Star or the Indiana Capital Chronicle funded by that Swiss billionaire that nobody reads. But about 15 people in the state tune in to the numbered TV station news shows or the Indianapolis Star. So you guys will be fine. Just, delete that subscription.
What's coming up on the big show tonight?
Well, I'm actually going to play some of that testimony live because I love it when Democrats embarrass themselves in public. It's so fun.
That's coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. The Tony Kinnett cast. It's always fire. Be sure to check it out. The Tonus on Twitter. Tony, you're the best. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first. and then they create a